Hey everyone, welcome to issue number 81 of Sunday Night Geekery. Wow, we're getting old now. We're collecting Social Security with these high numbers, but nowhere near my great guest tonight, Clobbering Times, who's got a gazillion shows. But hail to Clobbering Times.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
great to have you
Hey,
here.
no. Thanks.
And hail to my buddy Pat S, who is in Han Solo mode tonight.
I am. It's cold in here.
Cold in there? You got
Frozen.
too much carbonite around, or how's that going?
Yeah, actually, I don't know, but if you could kind of see in the picture that Tauntaun's breathe on me to keep me warm. See his lips right there? Well, you
Because
thought
the
that.
droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose.
Well, I had to find a Han Solo clip, so
Thank
there
you.
you go.
That was good.
Love it. Love it.
Better than the one of my son cutting me in half for being an absentee dad for the last 20 years.
That was horrendous, right?
That was like, I'm done.
Sure.
That saved me from having to go see more movies. So
Saved a lot. That saved a lot of people a lot of monies, especially the ones who don't have to go to see the one after that. That really saved people monies.
you're not kidding. Well, not only that, I was one of those geeks that would be like, I'm going to go see Star Wars 17 times in the theaters. So they really lost out on me.
Good thing this.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it?
Well, let's say hi to everyone in the chat before we get it rolling. So we've got Apollo's Minion was here very early,
Hey,
so I don't know if she's still here, but hope you're having some safe travels today with the truck dog, and check out her channel with all her cool shorts with the pepperoni. And let's see who else is hanging out with us. So we've got Brian Hepburn, Das Wolfen, JT Kirk, Phantom Outsider, J-Man stopped by to say hi. Hi, Lisa. How's it going? Hope you had a great weekend.
Lisa.
Oh, that's a good one to clip, Brian Hepburn. I thought they smelled bad from the outside.
On the outside.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I wish I had that action figure. Yep.
Tauntaun.
The Tauntaun. Yeah, that Tauntaun with the body you could put Luke in. Yep.
Yep, the little flap.
Yeah. Oh, cinnamon buns are coming. Hey, those are very Star Wars too. That would be Princess Leia's favorite food to eat, right? Cinnamon buns kind of match your hair, right?
I thought those were
Right or wrong?
headphones.
Those are headphones. Yeah. Wasn't it in Spaceballs? Didn't they have? Then someone wearing Princess Leia headphone, or like there was like a headpiece
It was
or something.
Daphne Sini's character. Yes, was like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? Yeah.
Yeah, it was headphones. Wasn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, those are good. Those are good. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. We got a lot of rain here today, so unfortunately I couldn't do any yard work. It was really horrible. I had to stay inside and organize my action figure collection some more. But yeah, no, it was a good weekend. So I started watching. Have you guys watched the movie 65 with Adam Driver? Probably no one has seen that.
No, I'm not familiar.
Watched it, is it?
Yeah. I watched most of it. I'm almost done with it. Let me pull up some pictures. It's I'm not even gonna say right now if it's worth watching, but the premise. I mean, if you've seen the, I'm not gonna show. Let's show some images from it. But and they give away the premise right away. The movie, which is, so this is not even a spoiler because within 30 seconds of watching the movie, you know that they're on Earth 65 million years ago. So, normally they kind of keep you guessing or what planet you're on, and like right in the credit, right in the opening crawl, they tell you that they're on Earth. It's like, and then you see this gigantic asteroid, and this is all right in the beginning of the movie. You've got this big asteroid coming. You're like, oh, shocker! That can't be the asteroid that wipes out all the dinosaurs, could it? So, I mean, it's it's just really, really, really predictable. I mean, some of the tech is cool, but I do have that really evil number of subs. Yeah, so I lost one sub last night, then I gained one back. So I'm at 666. So that's not sitting too well with with Catholic school right now. So yeah, I got to get one more sub out there, right? Yeah. So basic premise is spaceship crash, kind of a la Planet of the Apes. You think in the past, but it's 65 million years in our past. And of course, Adam Driver's got to leave his family. It's the typical thing where he's getting messages, and all the I guess they're transporting people across the galaxy, so they're all in stasis or survival pods, and then of course the ship hits the asteroids that are coming towards Earth. An unexpected asteroid field, and they've got to fight their way till the ship gets split in half. So I guess they've got a a shuttle or escape pod that they can take to get back out into space and to wait help. Although I don't know how quickly someone could get there because Adam Driver's on a 2-year mission. So I don't know how quickly the help is going to get to them unless they go into stasis, I guess, on this pod. But yeah, so the whole mission is getting there and fighting dinosaurs and icky bugs and things like that. But it's really uber predictable. So it's
Right. It kind of reminds me of, what was the name of that show? I think it was on NBC. It was only for one season, and they could go through like a time tunnel, and they went to like 17 million years before the asteroid hit, and they were gonna.
Yep.
Yeah. You remember that show? I can't remember.
Oh, it was 65 million BC.
Is it recently or
not recently? I'd say like in the last 10 years. I bet somebody in chat knows what I'm talking about. And the fatal mistake was put on network television because trying to sustain 22 episodes of an hour-long drama like that, it's not going to be doable. If it would have been on some kind of a streaming service, which wasn't really 100% a thing back then, or like on Sci-Fi or something like that, it probably would have made a few seasons. But it was an interesting concept, not a great,
I think the bad guy from Avatar was in that. Wasn't that 65 million?
It was something like that.
BC TV show. It was a Steven Spielberg thing, wasn't it? It was like a family.
Probably.
I don't know.
Terra Nova.
That was it.
That wasn't. That was on another planet.
Is that what you're thinking of?
That was a Steven Spielberg thing on ABC, and it was another planet and didn't last long. I watched that.
Earth One. Earth
2.
I love Earth 1. Earth 2. Yeah, Earth 2. That was
one.
But Terra Nova was the one I was talking about, where they went through the time tunnel and went like, way before the asteroid hit, because they were like, oh, humanity could totally rebuild and it won't even affect, because they went so far back in time that they said it wouldn't even affect future, because anything that would happen would be wiped out with the asteroid. But it would give people enough time to, like, for humans to evolve and, leave to the stars and everything. So that's how they saved it. But wasn't Earth 2, wasn't the guy from Highlander and all in that?
Huh?
Earth 2 was weird too. Then they
Earth 2 had Clancy Brown was on that.
Yeah.
Clancy Brown. Yep.
And it was supposed to be no life form, no intelligent life.
I thought I remembered this being another planet, but maybe not. Maybe
Earth 2 definitely was another planet. Terra Nova.
Terra Nova was the past. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
But Terra Nova, the premise of Terra Nova was they went into the past.
Yes,
so it was
intentionally
overpopulation. The
Earth
is going to get destroyed, and everything is we can't say those words because it'll get nuked. But all the bad things have happened, and so it's. The premise was they found a temporal rift that Captain Infinity had discovered, and they could go back in time,
right.
And I think that was Spielberg. Who was the cast?
I think my boy what was that? Stephen
Lang. Yep.
Lang, love that guy.
He's good. Yeah, he was one of the bad guys, I think.
He was the bad guy from the stupid Avatar movies.
Yeah, wasn't he a bad guy in that? Where he kind of tried to take over. They had like infighting on the.
Yeah, it was because they ended up getting cut off. They weren't supposed to get cut off, but something happened on the other side. Like everybody rushed the tunnel or something like that, and ended up they lost the little portal or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't get the stuff back and forth. Yeah, they got cut off. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't.
There again, great concepts. Terrible
Yeah.
application, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I hit 667. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Lisa mentioned that. So.
Oh, good. There
Thank you.
Thank you.
Someone,
no,
hey,
Mark,
Dave.
I just unsubscribed.
You just unsubscribed. No, don't make me go back to. Don't make me go back to that. Yeah. And funny thing was, someone I knew through business connections was very good friends with Stephen Lang. He was one of our sales reps, and he was good buddies with them. So should have gotten to sign some action figures for me.
I like him. Where'd you meet him?
I never met him, but he was very good friend. He was very good friends with one of our sales reps. Like he knew him growing up, I think, or I can't remember what the connection was, but he was friends with him for years before he was famous, I think. So, but he would tell me about him and stuff. I'm like, yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah, and he's an older guy now, and he keeps himself in darn good shape too. So,
I think my favorite role of his was he played General Stonewall Jackson in the great underrated film Gods and Generals. He was brilliant as Stonewall Jackson. So he should have been nominated for Academy Award. He was great. He made that movie.
No, he's good. He's good. Yeah, he does a good job. Yeah, and he was good in Avatar too. It was one of the few good things about Avatar.
Yeah, he's good. Good movie.
His character. Yeah. And Phantom says, no intelligent life in the past. What about the Slee Stacks? Yeah. And I haven't finished 65 yet, but I'm assuming like at the very end there's gonna be something left behind or something that alien life or something.
Beta's head.
Maybe Adric will be in
something.
it. Maybe
Adric will be there. Yeah. So man versus dinosaur. It's always it's always interesting, but yeah, that show did not last. Yeah, what did they get? How many episodes we get?
I think they did a full
13 episodes.
Oh,
only 13, yeah. Must have been too expensive. Probably too expensive.
Super expensive. It was one of those ones where they were like, we're going to have a pilot that costs as much as Lost pilot, that kind of thing. And so
yeah, cost a lot of money. Yep. Hey, Donnie Pearson. Oh, and I watched the Power Rangers movie, so we should talk about that tonight too a little bit.
Well, Donnie will be glad to hear. Hey, Donnie, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, Donnie would love to hear about that. Yep.
Maddie's daddy wins the internet for the wrongest thing ever said on the internet today. He says Gods in general sucked, which would be incorrect and completely wrong. So well said. And you could not be more wrong if you were the dean of wrongness at Wrongo University. But that's where it goes.
Maddie's in supercharged mode. Yeah. Well, she's a bundle of joy, right? Keeps you busy. Yep.
Oh man, come on, man. We understand, but we do understand.
No, all good. Yeah, Maddie comes first. Yep. Someday she'll be on the show again, right? And she'll show us how it's done. Yep. All right, so Earth 2, we did get 21 episodes. Now I do own this on DVD, and this was a darn good show too. Yeah, Clancy Brown. I think it was the best looking set of scientists and explorers ever in the galaxy. Like everyone looked like a supermodel. Let's see if Rebecca Gayheart. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Yep. And then
I remember her before
the guy Anthony Sabato Jr. Before she
started killing people. Yeah, she was great.
She was great. Yeah. She killed someone. How did she? I don't know her.
Oh, you don't remember that? She was I think charged with 2 counts of manslaughter or something. I think she was in an accident that was ruled her fall. Yeah, she stopped acting after that for a long time. If not permanently.
She had a car accident.
Yeah.
Who?
This person. Let's see. Rebecca Gayheart. Yep.
Oh,
she struck a young boy with her vehicle.
Oh crap.
Oh god, that's horrible. Yep. Yep. So I don't know if she's still acting. Let's see.
Yeah, see what it says.
No, she's acting again, I guess. Yep. But let's see. Let's look at the cast of Earth 2 on let's see, on IMDb. That had some interesting sci-fi concepts. So I guess they'd landed on this another planet, and then there was a native species there, and one of the boys was having like hallucinations. I'm trying to remember what.
Yeah,
What
correct me if I'm
exactly?
wrong. They were like a expeditionary force, right? Because it's obviously not enough
Yeah.
people to colonize a planet. Okay.
Yeah. So it was. Well, here, let's read this. Something, and this is definitely worth watching. Yeah. So it's. It was follows the journey of a settlement of a small expeditionary group called the Eden Project, with the intent to journey to an Earth-like planet called G889 and attempt to find a cure for an illness called the syndrome. Yeah, and the main character's son was suffering from that, if I remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like an
look
artificial.
who we got coming in. Look who we got coming in.
Hey,
Hey guys.
Oh,
what's up? So,
and we have Maddie too.
hey, buddy.
Maddie,
Hey,
tell
Maddie.
She
tell
can
Uncle
hear us?
Mark, tell Uncle Mark how old you are.
I'm cute.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh,
you're getting
my.
old.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, hey, Maddie.
Hey.
Hi.
Is there anybody on camera that she can say?
Well, I can put my camera on. Yeah.
Hi.
Say hi, Uncle Mark.
Hi, Uncle Mark.
Let me turn my lights on. I don't have the lights on in my room that high. So, so what'd you do today, Maddie?
I do play soccer.
Oh, you played soccer?
Oh, my.
Saturday.
Nice.
What's your name?
Oh, very nice. Yep. Oh, let me turn
She
my
said,
lights
she
on.
said, "What's your name, Uncle Mark?"
My name is Uncle Mark. Yeah.
It's Uncle Mark.
Mark. Yep.
Mommy.
You know
Maddie.
it. You tell him what your name is. Tell him what your name is.
I'm Madeline.
You Madeline.
Oh, very pretty name.
Say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're very awake and energized, and
Oh.
so yeah, there's probably not much
man.
chance of me being on, except for with you for a little bit. But yeah, we took our bath. We did. We played soccer. Oh, Uncle Mark, you may have seen on. Oh, who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Oh.
You know who that is?
This is Daddy.
Good job. Yay.
It's Daddy.
Yay. Yep.
She's a smart kid. Yeah. It's
Every-
Daddy. Yeah, I love that.
Every time she sees that, she like, Maddie. Who's that?
Daddy.
Yeah. He will never ever be corrected on that.
Yeah.
Who's that? Are you asking Uncle Mark?
Let me see. Oh, is that Daddy too? Yeah,
Yeah, that's Daddy, right?
it's Daddy. Yep. See, Funko Pops are cool, right?
What's Daddy's name?
What's Daddy's
That's
name?
Daddy's name.
Daddy, who's that? Who's that?
Daddy.
Yeah, I'm pointing towards the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another.
Uncle Mark has pictures of Daddy too. Hi, Uncle Mike.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, hey.
There we go.
Hey. Hey, Maddie.
Everything just fell.
Did she
down.
hear us or?
Yeah, she heard you.
Okay. Hey, Maddie. What you doing? What you got there?
What do you got? Tell him what you got.
I got Daddy.
You got Daddy. You got a Funko Pop with Daddy. Yeah. Not the worst thing your child. Oh, look at this one. Can you maximize your screen, Uncle Mark? Who's that?
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's right. Good job. She said it's Daddy.
That's the bigger. It's a bigger Daddy.
Dear Daddy.
Yeah, that's Daddy with all of his accoutrement.
That's a newer version though. That was the
The little
Asgard
Daddy.
got destroyed, unfortunately. Yep.
Yep. She held
And
up
they
this
landed in
one.
Ohio. Yep.
Wow.
Let's see if I can get. Yeah, so you can. I got to hang this on the wall, so you've got this cool base, and you can
Oh, that's very
put
cool.
the figure on the wall. Yep.
Is that cool? Is that cool?
And then I got lots of Thors. Yep. Or lots of daddies. Yeah.
Whoops. There you go. Uncle Mark, the Italian side of you will like this. I don't know if you saw my post or not, but I gave her the choice between mac and cheese and Daddy's. Thank you. And Daddy's carbonara, and she took the carbonara.
Oh, smart kid.
That's Uncle Mark again. He's just a different picture. That's just a different picture of Uncle Mark. So we're going to go soon. We're not going to hog up all the screen time because people are probably saying, "Get those."
No, they want to. They want to see Maddie. They want to see us. What are you kidding?
It's all
Oh, yeah.
Maddie right now. You keep Maddie going on, Mark's
Yeah.
sub count will go through the roof.
Yeah, Play-Doh.
Now who's this?
All right. My favorite
That's the
costume.
original. There
Did
you
you
go.
hear-
The
did you
classic
hear it?
costume. Yep.
Did you hear?
Yeah. That's
Great.
weird. Yep. Yep.
I love
This
that
is
costume.
this is the more modern take, but yeah. This is the
Yeah, that's Daddy and Daddy. Thank you.
Daddy teams up with Daddy.
Who else is feeling good about themselves tonight?
Uh,
That's a headphone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Uncle Mark has all the toys. Oh, Maddie, who's that? Who's that on Uncle? Wait, Uncle Mark. Wait. Move your hand away from the mic so we can see your mic. Who's that on the microphone? Who's that right there?
Spider-Man.
Good job.
Yay.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
You have to learn that at school because I woke up one morning and I had a.
Daddy.
Yes, that's Daddy. And that's Loki.
love it.
Yeah, that's Daddy and Loki.
They're they're friends right now. I guess. Are they going to fight? No.
Yeah. Is that cool?
Play-Doh.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's holding up Play-Doh. She's showing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So yep. Okay. Well, thank you guys.
Does Maddie do a lot of coloring too, or
Do you like
drawing
the-
yet?
Do you like the color? Do you like the color? Yes, you just say yes.
Yes, Uncle Mark.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, little bunny. Oh,
Yeah.
what's that? That's your Play-Doh.
No, that's just my orange Play-Doh.
Oh yeah,
This is orange.
it is orange. You're right.
What is orange?
Yeah. Yeah, it's orange.
Oh.
Okay. Are you ready to say night night to Uncle Mark and Uncle Mike?
No.
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 Very good. That's
say
the
what?
spirit.
Oh, we had a good day today. Somebody used their potty 5 times.
Yay.
Yeah.
See,
Remember
Maddie
those
is my,
days that-
Maddie's my type of kid right there because my wife and I, most people probably call us bad parents. Our kids never had bedtime, so we stayed up with them. But hey,
That is. She's pointing towards the Thor's thunder, and she said it's electricity. Yeah, that is electricity. You're right.
wow.
You ready to go night night? You ready to go night night?
No.
Well, Uncle Mark and Uncle Mike have to talk about very important stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bored.
Like
That's Daddy.
That's blood pressure.
When did we ever do that?
yeah.
Well, I don't want to hijack the show. I mean, I do think she's the prettiest girl in Vegas, but I
Oh, we do.
might be just a little bit biased. I don't know. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish I was going to Vegas this week, or they got the big Vegas meetup with all those channels there. Coming next week, we stormed all,
Oh, that
YouTube,
is-
all the YouTubers, all the big YouTubers. Some of my fellow friends, my good
Well,
friends, are going to be.
If I ever
there.
get this
Wow.
place, if I ever get this place fixed up, you've got a place anytime you want. Same goes for you, Dad, man, Uncle Mark.
Nice, dude.
You know, yeah.
Nice. Yep.
What's that?
That's Batman.
What's that?
All right, I'll be there tomorrow. No, just kidding.
Car.
Well, once I get like a spare room set up or something or whatever.
Sure.
So, okay, you ready to say bye bye?
Nope.
Well,
She wants to be on. She wants to be on YouTube.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
He's famous. Yep.
I can't tell who's laughing if it's Dad Man or
That's Dad Man.
It's
That's Dad.
Man.
Both of
Yep.
them. That was
Dad
me.
Man.
Dad Man, you should change to your friendly avatar for now.
You got.
Oh,
I don't think she's. I don't think she's scared of your avatar.
Mary's not,
No,
Mary's
she's not.
scared of the
No,
avatar.
no.
I don't think she can see it.
No, she's not scared. She's not scared of very much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm scared of it
Well-
still, but
Hey, I know you are, Claudia.
Well, why would you be scared of anything if your dad is Thor?
Maddie, can you
That's
count
right.
can you count to 10 for Uncle Mark and Uncle Mike? Can you count to 10? You're getting shy.
nah.
She can count to 20, but howdy, Captain James T. She can count to 20, but she's getting a little shy right now. She's getting shy.
Oh, it's okay. You don't need to be shy. That's all right.
Yeah.
We're very
I mean,
friendly. Yep.
She's only 2, but
Yeah.
she's.
I don't know. I tried to count the 21 time last week on the show, and I remember I was pretty embarrassed when I couldn't get past 12.
At least when you're 2, you don't have to count that high to get to your name, right? Remember those days?
Can you hear it? She was doing it while we were talking.
Yeah, probably, right? Yeah.
I love you so much. Okay. All right, you. What are the comments? I don't have another screen open. Are people like, okay, enough of this. Let's talk about.
No. Everyone's loving it. And hail the Hofcast. Hail the Hofcast.
Yeah,
Who's in
I'm
that?
guessing that's a Dave. Is that a huge Hasselhoff fan? I'm assuming Knight Rider and Baywatch.
Might be.
Which I do love. Yeah. I got to get that
was-
new Knight Rider Playmobil. That looks awesome with the light in the front.
Okay.
Yep.
I was trying to bring up the YouTube on the other window, and she said, "I want to see Uncle Mark."
No, JT said, Maddie's daddy, if she's not scared of much, wait till she sees my tax bill every January.
Yeah.
Blood-curdling terror.
Clobby, did you see my post in the Shazam Facebook group today? Or my response?
I don't think so. I didn't get to look at that today.
Somebody posted, "Oh, elders fleet and strong and wise appear before my seeking eyes."
My seeking eyes.
I posted, "Elders fleet and strong and wise. Should I take the standard deduction or itemize?" Because he grew up. or the other post I did was the guy did appear before my sneaking eyes, and I put, "What do you want now?" Because eventually those guys had to be like,
I saw you post something the other day where someone actually posted, which is your favorite, John Davy or what's the Jackson Boswick? And you came in there and said, "Come on, guys, they're both nice and they hang out in this group. Don't do that to them."
Not just both of them, all three, because Garrett.
Right.
Garrett
something or other.
Oh, I feel terrible now. Yeah, the guy that played him in the those 2 TV. So all
Challenge
three
of the superheroes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you don't need to go around like, "Oh, who do you like more, Uncle Mike or Uncle Mark?"
And they were just doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
What's that?
Thor time. Hammer time.
What is it? What are you holding? What are you holding?
I hold
Yeah. Oh, Uncle Mark's got one.
She's worthy.
Uncle Mark, Maddie's hammer's bigger.
Yes, it is. Yep. I'm
Worthy.
sure she would. She's more worthy than me. That's for sure. Yep.
Oh, that's so cute.
Is that the popcorn thing, or is that the?
No, this is an old Marvel. I don't know if it was Toy Biz or.
It's not comics accurate. They don't have 2 R's on the end of Thor.
Yeah. Oh, I got to return it now. Wait. Before I return it, let me bang it on the ground. Oh, nope, didn't do anything.
Dang it.
Dang it.
It came as a stick. You just banged it one time and boom. Yeah.
Okay. Don't hit Uncle Mark with your hammer, okay? We don't hit
No bonk on the head. Save that for Star Trek.
Bonk on the head.
And don't hit Uncle Mike either. Yeah.
Bam.
You remember Uncle Mike?
She doesn't remember me.
She said
I got to meet her that one time.
Yeah. She is very smart though.
She said, "Oh yeah, Paran's in Baton Rouge. I remember now."
Thank you, Apollomy. Yeah. Thank you, Apollomy. Yeah. If anybody is planning on having children, if you're a woman, eat as many sardines as you can. If you're a man, force your wife sardines. Maddie is way, way, way above all of her classmates intellectually. She's the only one that knows left from right. She's the only one that knows all the alphabet. She's the only one that can spell a couple of words. Some of them aren't even about half of them aren't even speaking yet. There's only 2, which is fine. I'm not putting anybody down, but we read a book on what to do when you're pregnant, and it said eat a lot of sardines because they have DHEA, which increases brain growth, and larger fish have mercury, which does the opposite. So, and it has worked because she was almost 2 months premature, and you are jumping, you little jumping bean, and she's very, very smart. So I think we need to find the woman that wrote that book and
there you go.
send her a year.
Nothing to do with clam pizza, though. What about clam pizza making you more intelligent?
That's making
No?
me dumber. That's making me dumber just thinking about it.
My mom used to say a lot of mercury then. Back then they all did.
My mom did too, but
Clubby,
she
you got
smoked
bad
some Kent Ultra Light, so hopefully that counteracted it. So
Hang on. Do I have anything that I can use as a? Oh, no, I don't have anything I can use as a cigar. Yes, buddy. I see you, Clubby. You got bags of humility. This is my cigar.
Got bags of something.
What's the other of that cape?
Batteries?
Yeah, batteries. Yeah. What's his favorite? What's his favorite ball team?
Big ball team, Kent.
Mark with a C. Mark with a D. All right, guys. Well, my little jumping bean is jumping on her trampoline right now, so I'm gonna try and put her to bed. Yes.
Good luck
So,
with that.
Good luck, man.
I will at least be listening in. I don't know how long-
Trampoline, yeah.
Usually, what happens is I lay down to go to sleep with her, and then I fall.
Then you fall asleep.
and I
yeah.
wake up around 10 or 11. So
Well, Clobbering Times is going to take over the show for half hour. I'm going to go on the trampoline in the backyard and bounce around for a while, too.
There you go.
okay, all right. If I didn't have so many cables in this computer, I would just turn it around and show you all. But yeah, but thank you for.
Be good, brother.
All right, guys. I may be back, or I may be just online, or I may be asleep. Okay. Your mommy went
Well,
home.
thank you for
All right.
say Maddie. Good night to Maddie. And thank you for saying
Yeah,
hi.
buddy. Good seeing you, bro.
Hi, Simmy.
Simi says hello. Simi, this is
Yeah.
Simi. Let's see. Sure, I don't know if Maddie can see, but that's
Good to see
Simi.
you, dude.
So she,
She can't see. She's on the trampoline, but that's
yeah. So that's she says hello to Maddie. Yep.
Thank you, Apollo. Thanks everybody in the chat. And
Apollo.
I may be back, or I may just be, in the chat, or I may be. But thank you. I'll see you guys next week when I don't have her. I think I'll have her next week.
night, dude.
All right, bro.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Hope
Good
you
seeing
can
you, bud.
see
All
you
right,
later,
thanks.
maybe.
Thanks,
All right.
hugs.
Thank you for
Bye,
stopping by.
Steve.
Bye,
Bye,
Maddie.
Maddie.
Bye, guys.
Oh, now our viewership's going to go way down.
Exactly.
Now we're in trouble.
The
How do you
Maddie
follow
segment's
that
always
one?
the best.
Yeah,
my
right.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's the best. Yep. Don't
Absolutely.
let the bad bugs bite. Yep.
dang! I how do you come in like me new
Yeah.
right after that? That's like, geez.
Well,
Big
we
shoes to
got-
fill.
We got to do the dad man introduction, right?
Sure, yes, let's go for it. Which one?
Which one? Let's see. Where's
Uh-oh.
dad man tonight?
Oh, bud.
Where'd they go?
Right there.
Oh, screw you!
No.
Oh, Maddie's not listening.
Yeah, Maddie's not listening. Yeah. Maddie's on the trampoline right now. I guess
My
Lisa.
green
Yep.
trampoline.
She's on a trampoline. Yep.
Oh my!
Getting ready for bed. Just jump around for a half hour. Yeah.
Oh man!
And dad man, you got to save some subs for the rest of us. Congrats
Oh
on
my gosh!
getting
Yeah.
getting way over 200. Yeah.
You know,
Nice job.
I have been going since. Well, part of it is I got a couple of days. I'm going to be off streaming, be out of town next week, and then there's going to be 2.5 weeks. I'm going to be down streaming in May, June. That's going to have a lot of content as we doing through the Mid America. But I was just over with Lorena Creole. I had my own stream at 5 on with her. Now I'm on with you, and I've gone from 205 on Friday to 222 now. So thank you everybody that's subbed and
Nice, yeah.
promoted, and I appreciate
Nice.
shout outs. It's just keep grinding and just having fun. I just did something about nothing earlier, and then went and talked with Lorena about some stuff with Disney and DeSantis, and now I'm here to hang out and chill out with you guys. So, but then again, Lisa's the problem. I come in and Lisa tempts me with cinnamon rolls. If you look on her Twitter account.
Whoa,
Oh my
cinnamon rolls.
gosh! Yes. But anyway, welcome, Mark, Clobby, Pat. Good to see you all tonight.
You too, buddy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Glad to
bud.
hear.
Good
Yep.
see you, man.
Oh,
Absolutely.
let me
But thank
see
you,
if I
Mark,
can-
for the shout out
Let
too.
me see if I can find that on Twitter. I'm sure I follow Lisa on Twitter.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep.
Oh.
I always just forget the handle. Oh, here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let me show this. Yep. Because this is partially a food show too. So
Absolutely.
Sunday
There
night
we go.
eatery.
Sunday night eater.
Hey, I could go for that.
How am I going to fit in my bathing suit this summer? All this food, God.
You go to nudist beach.
Go to a nudist beach.
There you go.
Oh, I like it with the icing on them. Yeah, there we go.
Oh man, that
Plenty
looks
of
better than
icing, right?
Cinnabon.
Yeah, plenty of icing. Plenty of icing. I mean, that maybe is a little bit too much icing, but you can never have too much icing, right? I mean,
Exactly.
right? I mean, you never get that much in the store, right?
Yes.
Nice job, Lisa.
Dad, man, does it look like Disney's gonna beat this stuff, huh? I mean, it seems to me like every time Florida spends $1, Disney spends a dime. I think they can kind of outlast it, huh? With the
Well, you
government.
know, they might not have the world's best IT department, but they have plenty of lawyers, and that's no joke about how going against their lawyers. But I tell you what, I don't see how a previous board can limit the hands of a board that follows. I mean, the next process will be change the law again, and probably would be a much more draconian thing, and then of course that's when all the lawyers get involved, and you know, I think it's too early to see.
The lawyers get rich. Yeah.
I think it's too early to say one way or the other which will happen, because you know what, I don't see how a board can. And I'm not a lawyer, by the way. I do look at legal stuff. I do read statutes all the time, but I've read the laws and stuff like that. But it's like I don't see how one board can limit the hands of the following board legally, because to me, why can't the next board just do away with the previous board's decision? So I would say it's too early to see that they're going to win with it, but you know, you want to fight, I tell you, they'll fight down here. So you know, but.
And where was that big fire? Was that in Disneyland or Disney World? Some
Disneyland, the one, yeah, the
Disneyland.
Yeah, it was part of the a Phantasmic show, I believe, over there in California. So exactly, yeah. And JT Kirk is right about that IT department, because we talked about my couple appearances over there with Lorena, we talked about what they did with, So that's another issue. But yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's been a fun day, I will tell you. 3 streams since 5 o'clock. So hey,
well, the problem is you don't stream enough, Dad, man. So
no, I don't.
You're really a slacker. Yeah,
I know. Well, like I said, I got a couple mandatory breaks because the missus wants me to go up north, and I hope that's the trip that we're hoping to bump into somebody special on the first day of our trip. So
that'll be good. Yeah.
I'll tell you more about that later as closer to time. Hopefully everything works out. So. But how
Lisa? I just want to say, Lisa, her that was completely homemade, which is awesome. Not out of not on one of those cans that you push with the butter knife and it explodes and everyone jumps, like you know, the jumps like this.
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark! Jeez.
Yes, there you go.
So don't open those cans in the house. Yeah,
actually,
with the cinnamon buns. Yep, they go pop.
He hates these cans.
Do you have Aldi's near you?
What?
What's it called?
Aldi's, ALDI.
I don't think so.
Well, listen, you know, they're kind of a knockoff, cheaper type of grocery store and stuff. But we got their biscuits for our longest while. We got their biscuits. The cans of biscuits would explode in our refrigerator, untouched. They just blow up. It was hilarious.
Then you had to eat the dough raw. Not recommended.
No, we threw it in.
We threw it in. Yep.
I love JT Kirk. He did this the other night on our Fortnite on my channel with you, Mark.
What?
Like, damn it, Mark, because he kept waiting for Mark to show up.
Yeah.
Oh, but yay! Thanks again.
Well, we were talking Earth 2 before Maddie graced us with her presence, which was awesome. So
absolutely.
Have you ever seen this, Dad? Man, this is and Donnie, I think, was mentioning he really liked this series too.
I have not seen that one.
This is a gooder.
Terra Nova, but not Earth 2.
How long is this thing, man?
This is an old show now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel. I watched it. Or was NBC?
I think it was NBC. Yeah.
Oh, maybe they just showed it on there later.
Yeah. So that's Happy Halloween, ladies, Clancy Brown. And then everyone on the show was like super good looking, like looked like a supermodel, or for the most part, the main cast. Yeah. It was an interesting sci-fi premise. Then you had the aliens, or not aliens, the natives that were on the planet, and there was some funky stuff. That guy was a cyborg, I think, and he was the protector. He was kind of like the sheriff of the group. but it was really interesting. Yeah, he had a bionic arm. That's right. Yeah, he was a cool character. And of course, the tech, they made it as futuristic as they could back then. They did a good job on it. It was a fun show, but didn't last that long. But yeah, they kind of look a little bit like Slee Stacks, right? Yeah. And they would come out of the dirt. Yeah, kind of like orcs. Yeah, it was a scary stuff. Yep.
Yeah, whenever they had like some of them had wing flaps, like the cannibal things from Beastmaster. Remember they would wrap their arms around you and you just turn into a skeleton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So of course they'd all the super scientists is all of them were cute. Yeah. Oh, and then of course, how could we forget Tim Curry was on it too? Yeah, so it's a great cast.
Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yeah, he was awesome in this. Yeah.
You know what? He was great. I loved him as in Home Alone 2. It just made that movie. But the creepiest that I ever saw him, because it wasn't Pennywise in it, but was not that. Oh gosh, I think it was Criminal Minds on CBS. There was a show where he played a very dark, sadistic criminal, and they did the stuff with his teeth, the really dark. I mean, he was so good. So, I mean, he was freaky, scary in that role that they had. And I think it was a 2-episode show from Criminal Minds. I mean, the guy's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
All kind of range from comedy to dark to horror, everything else.
He and the writer did something pretty interesting. They funded their own. Did you guys ever hear about this? They funded their own commentary, for the movie Clue, because when they re-released it on DVD and I think maybe Blu-ray, they didn't want to pay to get everybody back together. So the guy that
the movie lost money, right? So the author still hasn't gotten paid. I think, so they, quote unquote, lost money. So
Tim Curry and the director writer guy. Basically flew everybody in that could come and that was still alive and everything, and they did the commentary for the movie. And then they wouldn't let them put it on the DVD, so you could get it, but you could get it off of like iTunes and stuff. And
just download it, play it separately. Yeah. And
I
look
like
at this.
that movie,
I'm moving up in the world. Steve just told Maddie she's going to see Mommy tomorrow. She said, "No, I want to see Uncle Mark." Wow.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
That makes my day. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Yep.
Maddie's smart because she knows Uncle Mark probably gives really good toy presents. So
yeah, right. Yeah. That's for sure. Yep.
Here's all the stuff my kids didn't want, Maddie. Maybe you could be.
Yeah.
All of Mark's kids are cool. Who would ever thought, Mark? 3 kids and they're all cool. Not one geek in the bunch.
Not one geek in the bunch. Yeah. Well,
are you disappointed?
My youngest is a little bit. Okay. He was the one that would always watch Flash and Arrow with me, and then Supergirl for a little bit. Oh, Captain Finity's here. Hey, Captain Finity. We were talking about dinosaur shows. So Terra Nova's got some time travel in it. That's not so good. Yep.
I actually, it was a series we liked, though. The missus and I, we really liked watching it. Not so much with the time travel, but
Terra Nova was fun. Yeah.
It was actually a show that we really wished that they had another season to it. It just was, pretty good. And of course, what is it? Stephen Lang.
Hey, Zachary.
Love Stephen Lang too. In general, but yeah, that was a show. That and Jericho. Jericho, I think, had 2 seasons. So there's some great shows that didn't get enough shelf life.
Except the great Captain Finity and Zachariah here too. Hey.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Captain Finity and beyond.
See, JT Kirk saying I thought I was the only one that liked Earth too. Nope. There's 3 of us in the chat.
How many did they make? How many episodes? I never watched it. I know many. I know a lot of people that did like it though.
I think it got a full 22 or 21 or something.
Well, I'll check in a second once I finish cycling through these photos. Only a couple more to show.
So it wasn't Earth 2 audience nothing or anything like that.
Yeah. Let's see how many 8 scenes. Oh, Cleopatra 25 bonus episode. Yeah, that's right, because I have this set. and the Sliders
Oh,
boat
boy, that
bonus
show was
episode. They
weird.
filled it. Yeah, that was a crazy show.
I love that show. You know what else came on during that show during that hour?
Mhm.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of
Yeah,
all trades.
right.
Yeah.
they were together. Cleopatra. You know who was on Cleopatra?
Jennifer Sky.
And Gina Torres from Firefly.
That's right.
Woo.
Yeah.
Gina Torres. I didn't know Cloppy was such a big
I'm a
Suits
Firefly
fan.
fanatic. I'm a Firefly nut job, dude.
Yeah.
Back then, I was crazy for Firefly. Well, like a lot of people.
I was too.
Mm.
Came home
I
after
missed
work, and that was the
it's
first
one
thing
of
I
the
did. Buy
real-
Chinese food to watch that.
The real injustices of the human condition is that show got screwed in this
Fox
it's killed
Network, you're the
young.
worst.
The worst.
Well, that was
Yeah,
Terra
I love
Nova
that-
also. They canceled Terra Nova too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Firefly,
very quickly. Yeah.
I've heard.
I agree.
Firefly's
We
good.
all have shows that we love.
Yeah,
And
but
you
the
know,
network, it
Firefly
seems
hurt a lot of people.
the common theme seems to be the network. Whoever's in charge of the network just.
Well, Fox did that to me before. Briscoe County Jr. Love that show.
Mm-hmm.
Cut down in its youth. Firefly really cut down in its youth, even worse.
And the funny thing is, with all the great shows we just talked about, I believe Cleopatra 2525 had the most episodes. It definitely had 2, maybe 3
It was
seasons.
pretty silly though.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was,
yeah, I got to
it was
read
wow.
the look at the. If anyone doesn't know what the show's about, Cleopatra 2525, an exotic dancer cryogenically frozen in the year 2001, like Han Solo, is actually thawed out in 2525 by 2 female warriors who are fighting against evil robots which have taken over the world. The 3 join forces to escape the underground caverns to which humanity has been banished, meeting with all sorts of strange creatures along the way. So it's like who pitched this show? It's like, let me see. Yeah. So how many episodes did they get? Oh, they 2. Let's see. So they had let's see how many total episodes were there.
Well, that pitched by what is Sam Raimi's production department, like Hercules and Xena was, or no?
I don't know. That's
I'm
a
not
good question.
sure. I'm guessing it was, but someone will tell. Oh, 2 seasons. So
It
they
was
had 2
syndicated.
seasons.
It was syndicated on that one.
I can tell you this: the main 3 women from that cast were all in either Xena or Hercules. Jennifer Sky was Xena's daughter, or like her friend that they thought was her daughter, but wasn't her daughter, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know, because wasn't Jack of all trades made by that same company?
Yeah,
as
it was
well?
the same company. Yeah, for
Same
sure.
company,
I mean,
yeah.
But was it just Jack of all trades made by the same company that made Hercules and Xena?
Yes.
So that means this was too. Sam Raimi, I think, was responsible
Yeah.
for Hercules and
It
Xena.
wasn't Bruce Campbell in Hercules? Didn't he have a character? Okay.
Yes, he did have a recurring character on there.
Yes.
Now, Jack of all trades didn't last long, but that the opening theme song and bit with that musical number,
Yes.
it was so funny. It's like really catchy. Theme
So
song.
I'm not sure what the show was about, but you can only imagine.
Didn't matter. We all watched it anyway
Well,
because look,
you kind of
It
hit
was
the
a-
whole point. They were trying to fight like
Right.
the Earthbound. AI took over.
it
AI
was
took over
syndicated
Earth.
and it was on like Saturday nights late or Sunday nights late, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Raimi is producer. Yep.
Yeah.
Why not? Yep.
You know what? Now that I think of it, it had to be the same group that did the whole Hercules Xena thing, because all these guys were on
Yeah.
those shows. All of them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. There's
It was a-
Sarge. Sarge was the other lady next to Gina Torres.
And the girl with the short blonde hair, she was the one she was this
Yeah.
the dancer or whatever.
She was Cleopatra.
Yeah. What a ridiculous show.
There's a casting controversy about Cleopatra. We won't get into that here, but that's been going around too now. Yep. So what was, Jack of all trades was? Let's see. Who was in that cast? Was that Raimi's brother was in that one, or
Just Bruce Campbell and
Bruce-
some really hot lady.
Yeah, and he was like Zorro
Beautiful woman.
on an island. Yeah.
So 22 episodes. Yep.
Angela, was it? Marie something or other.
Angela Marie Dodson.
Dodson, I guess, yeah. She was something. He was hilarious. So this is so goofy. The show was ridiculous, but he was funny. I mean, you can't look at that guy without laughing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Bruce. I love Bruce. Who doesn't love Bruce, man?
That's good. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. He's perfect for this kind of role. Yeah, that was so fun. When did they call it? The action hour at one point? Or
Yeah, they did for a
That's
while.
what it was called. Yeah, thank you, Mark. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of what it was. That's it.
They even had a stupid Smokey and the Bandit show and a Midnight Run show based on the Midnight Run movie. Well, it was a pilot. They had a couple of the Smokey and the Bandit ones, and I think they did like one maybe Midnight Run, if I remember right, but I'm not sure. Look at this mini me. Vern Troyer.
God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was something.
Yep. Yeah, and then they had didn't Hercules start as like a mini series kind of, or
they did movies, right? For like some.
Yeah, it started off
like movies, maybe.
And then it became.
I mean, not theatrical movies, but.
Yeah, then it became. Then it became a full-time series, I think. Yeah, it was called like the Action Hour or something, or it's a Hercules TV series.
I never watched that too much. It was I don't know.
Yeah, I watched
Xena.
I watched every episode of Xena, but yeah.
Well, a lot of guys did.
Well, I know why.
It was
Yeah.
an okay show, but I didn't get into either one of them really. But they were not that they were bad. You flipping channels sometimes, I'd always land on it. I just said this is ridiculous. Didn't really watch it much. But nothing against it either. If you know what I mean. You're like,
yeah,
just,
I don't know.
If you flip through it, you'd watch it. Yep.
The best thing Kevin Sorbo ever did, as far as I'm concerned, is Fox News, because I didn't think Andromeda was all that great either.
Me either. Couldn't get in Andromeda.
Yeah, I tried. It was an interesting concept there again, but couldn't do it. Oh, by the way, what won the poll the other day? What are y'all doing? Blake 7?
We're gonna do that anyway, but
good.
Babylon 5 won. Blake 7 came in like third place.
I don't hate Babylon 5. I like Babylon 5, but it does not hold up well. And if you made me watch all 5 seasons, it'd take a lot.
I think it holds up. Last time I went watching it was even better.
Really?
Well,
here we go. Oh, here this was called the Action Pack. Action Pack.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was
Universal Action Pack
movie. So Hercules and the Amazon Women, then Hercules and the Lost Kingdom, and then Hercules and the Circle of Fire, Underworld, and Maze of the Minotaur.
Yeah.
And then they made it. Yep.
Yeah, in the movies, all the Hercules stuff kind of revolved around his wife and child dying and him wanting, get back to it and stuff. And then the show came, it was kind of like, well, if Hercules goes through all these trials, then he can be back with his dead wife and son. That was like...
When they canceled it filming during the 6th season, Sorbo declined to renew a 3-year extension. And so they only did 8 episodes in the 3rd season. Wow.
I didn't know that.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Yeah, and then of course you had a lot of the same characters crossed over with Xena, I guess, right? Yeah, so only 8 episodes.
Bruce's girl on Briscoe, she wasn't on Hercules or Jack of all trades either.
Wow. Oh, Adam Nimoy directed one of the episodes. Wow. They're interesting, yep. But that was a fun, it was just fun show. And I was reading, oh, hey, Lenron, how's it going? I was reading People Love Pluto TV now. It's a guy was an article they're saying people love, streaming through channels and just finding old shows and not necessarily, binge watching, like, watching Antique Roadshow or old TV or, Have Gun Will Travel or whatever, name it.
Yeah.
Just, they don't mind the commercials.
Pluto, Roku TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you still have an antenna, I don't know if anybody watches it, but there's an antenna channel called Heroes and Icons, and they have still all the Star Trek on, and they had Hercules on for a while.
You got that one in New Orleans?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I have an antenna because I still watch. Believe it or not, I love watching Svengoolie, and the only way to watch it, you can't even get it on cable. You have to have the antenna to get Me TV. So.
Oh, that's the only place you can get it. Yeah.
I can't get it. Me TV. It's too far out from where I am.
Dude, you would love Me
Oh,
TV.
no,
I
I've
just
seen
turn
it,
it on.
but we can't get it here. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
It's some
turn it
great
on
stuff.
sometimes and let it roll, man. It's great.
Oh, it is. How long did Terra Nova last?
One season.
One season.
many
One
episodes,
season,
though?
yeah.
I
Captain Infinity canceled it because of the time travel.
Yeah.
Of course, this might be acceptable though, because it didn't create a parallel universe, though, right?
Well,
Or
I was going to say
it didn't.
I
It
think
didn't
he was-
change
They
the
did
past.
go
right?
back in time.
They did, but it was I hate to say it wasn't a major part of the show because obviously it was, but the whole time travel thing, it was just like one aspect. And the way that they had it was great. It wasn't like anything like, oh, we could produce 85 different holes that could go to 300, It didn't have anything. It was like this one anomaly, and it was only open for a certain amount of time. And that's why it was important to get as many people through as you could and all. So
13 episodes.
Not that long, yep. But I guess weren't they supposed to avoid changing the future, I guess, too, in this
No, they
show?
weren't worried about it, Mark, because it went so far back that it was before the asteroid strike. So they were saying they could do all kinds of stuff, and basically humanity would die out again before that would even happen, because that's how far back in time they went. It was something like 10 million years before the asteroid strike. That's how far back they went.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because one of my favorite movies is The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher. I don't know if it's kind of a horror movie the way it's portrayed, but that was a really interesting movie where that
was
everything
the
in
first
the past.
DVD I ever owned. It came with the DVD
Butterfly
player.
Effect?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's actually an article, I think CBR had, about the 10 reasons why this show flopped.
I'm going to guess the cost is like one of them.
Well,
because it was a terribly expensive show, if I remember right.
Well, that was number 9. The show was unsustainably expensive. So
What was number 1?
Okay, I can go from 10 up to 1 if you want me to.
Yeah, go from 10 up. Yeah.
Okay, this is according to CBR.com. Number 10, the hype was set too high. Let's see. I'll just go topics. If you want me to say more about them, I can. Number 9, the show was unsustainably expensive. Number 8 was that it needs more dinosaurs.
Yeah, right. We had no dinosaurs. Yeah.
Would you like to have a dinosaur in a dinosaur? Well, that they had enough, but I thought they had enough in my opinion. But it was not supposed to be fully a dinosaur show. But hey, number 7, and this is a thing in a lot of things. None of the Shannon family were compelling leads, and that sounds like the Godzilla movies. The annoying humans that you don't give a rat about. So, number 6 is it tried to be too many things. It wanted to be too broad. Comparisons were dismissed. So I tried to do too many things. Number 5, the showrunner lacked confidence in the material. That doesn't help you. Number 4 is things behind the scenes were very messy. Basically, a revolving door in the writer's room.
There's probably too much hype on the show with Spielberg involved. And thank you, Captain Infinity. Let me read this. He says, our hosts are correct. If there's any change in the past, the story sucks. Although, having a major event that nullifies any changes, that's actually a clever and original angle. Mm-hmm. Boy, I'm glad I tuned in. Well, thank you, Captain Infinity. We're glad you're here.
There you go.
So I guess it gets the seal of time travel seal of approval, right?
That's a rarity, man. That's great.
Hey, all right. It was
Captain
actually
Infinity,
a good
if you watch this show, there's only 13 episodes. I wonder if you've seen it. Oh, we've got B from O.
Hey, B from O. Hey, buddy. Welcome.
Hello.
That's one of our Fortnite buddies out there. Good to see you, B from O.
Thank you for stopping by. Yep.
Absolutely. Like Pat said, it did well with the time travel aspect. But the other thing was behind the scenes was not just the writer's room, but I guess they were filmed in Australia and they had to deal with torrential rain.
Thanks, Jill.
The third, the series skipped the pilot stage, so it just went, I guess, straight into things. So they didn't do pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Number
you, Jill.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Number 2, there were too many filler episodes too early on. Yeah, exactly. Too much. Too much exposition, I guess. And anyway, it just hints of a larger mythology were too vague to care about. So, when it finally started picking up in episode 9, it was too late. Pat's gonna love this one. Pat, you're gonna love this. Clobby, I think you too. The number one reason it flopped, it aired on Fox, a network infamous for canceling shows. Firefly, Futurama, and there's one more show that's shown in the picture. I don't know what show that is, but it specifically mentioned
The Tech.
Firefly. No, it's one with a bunch of people. I don't think it was 90s show, but I couldn't. It couldn't get.
Well, they're notorious for canceling everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Terminator,
Absolutely.
Sarah Connor Chronicles, another really good show. I love that they canceled.
That's funny.
early.
After what Pat and Clobby said, that was the number one, and I had not read this article till after they said that. But it's the number one reason in this article.
Hmm.
So it's kind of crazy.
It is. The Fox is self-imploding sometimes. The amount of stuff they don't give a chance is pretty amazing. I'll never forget. You don't have to like 21 Jump Street, the TV shows, not the movie. But they spent a lot of time doing a spinoff with Richard Grieco called Booker. And I thought it was a pretty interesting concept, and it did well. But here was the thing: they were like, it doesn't do as well as 21 Jump Street. Well, it's like, it's not. It's the first season. It's ridiculous. And of course, what does Fox do? Cancels it after the first season. So, classic Fox.
Go on, yeah.
Yep.
Give it a chance, right? You got to give stuff a chance. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why green light them and then just cut them? You let these people spend all this time and energy, and at least give them a certain number of episodes. I mean, they only had counting the pilot, there were only 14 episodes of Firefly. Really 13,
Right.
13, but a pilot. Usually, give it to. How about giving shows more than that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the classic example I love using this is Brandon Tartikoff greenlighting a second season of Cheers, a full second season of Cheers. And Cheers was in the 70s. I don't know if you guys knew that, right? Cheers wasn't even in the top 50 when it premiered originally. And now if you do a top 10, top 100 list of sitcoms of all time, Cheers is always in the top 5, definitely in the top 10 of each thing. And just imagine if he would have canceled it, we wouldn't even be talking about it. We probably wouldn't even know about it. But it also makes you think, boy, if you would have let something like Firefly run or something like that, it could be in the pantheon, you know what I mean? And a lot of people think it is, even with those few episodes in that movie, that it is. But it makes you wonder how much you could have gotten out of that,
5, 6 seasons, 7 maybe.
Well, All in the Family almost got canceled. They didn't start off well, and then back then you had the you could kind of let a show find its footing or find its traction. And of course, like Star Trek, we all know TOS we love so much. I mean, that hit the ground running with amazing episodes. But other shows, it takes a while to before they find their audience sometimes. And of course, when you had network TV, you only had the three networks and a few independent stations, depending where you are in the country. So, if a network show sometimes, they would just give you that shot. But All in the Family almost got canceled too, so they were lucky that
right,
they got that second season, and the rest is history. So
there's a lot of myths surrounding the ratings of Star Trek, the original series. First season did not have bad ratings, but they were canceled. The network hated it, and they were trying to cancel it. And the letter writing campaign sure helped save it for that season. And the second season, same deal. It had even better ratings, and they had letter writing campaign kind of helped it yet again, which had never been seen or heard of it in network television. In the third season, because they kept putting it in a crappy slot and everything like that, still, relatively speaking, did not have bad ratings at all. Any other show would have been fine, but they let it at least finish out so it would have enough for syndicating it. When the network flat did not like it. It was too much trouble. They hated it. So didn't know what to do with it.
And it was actually getting good ratings in the younger demographic too,
yes.
which they found out later. Yeah. Oops. And hail to Chris Persia. He says, "Hi, whatever you're doing,
Hey,
please
Chris
tell
Persia.
me Mark isn't eating any clam pizza, even if you have to lie." But we did mention clam pizza tonight,
Oh,
right?
it got
As a
it
joke.
got talked about.
It got talked about. We were talking about was it sardines or anchovies? What did
Sardines.
Maddie say?
Yeah,
Sardines.
he was
right?
talking
Yeah.
about the benefits of sardines. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I responded, "What about the benefits of clam pizza?" But no, I'm all out of clam pizza tonight, Chris. So you're safe. I won't turn my camera on. I'm not like Nick Weiser. No one wants to see me do a clam eating pizza stream, right? Yeah.
Ugh.
Right.
That would be a cool
Nope.
T-shirt, though, Mark, for your store. A clam eating pizza.
Yeah. Right. That's what needs some merch. If forget the Doomsday Machine, let's just do clam
Jill,
pizza
I got it.
merch. Yeah.
Jill, I got it backwards. It wasn't after season 1. You're right. It was after season 2, I think.
Yeah, it was
got
after
it, yeah.
season 2. Yeah.
After season 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
And that
misspoke.
was on the Good Ship Enterprise. I've read that book by what's her name? Dolly. What the heck?
Hmm?
Who wrote the book?
Bijou Trimble?
Yeah. How do you say her first name?
Bijou Trimble.
Bijou Trimble. Yeah. On the Good Ship Enterprise. Yeah. Cool, really cool Star Trek book to read. Yep. All about the fan campaign. Of course, there were no interwebs back then, so it had to all be letters. So yeah.
You know what, though? I don't know if you could do that anymore. I think the last show that actually got saved by a writing campaign was, you remember that show Veronica Mars with Kristen
Oh, I
Bell?
love Veronica Mars. Yeah.
And they all sent in the Mars bars, and it got the final season that they ended up doing nothing with until they started doing it again like 10 years later. Yeah.
Well, then they did the crowdfunding movie, which was a lot of fan service, was okay, but then the next the next season was actually really decent. Yeah, but
the older them season was pretty okay,
Yeah.
but that last season on, what was it, CW or UPN or whatever it was on, it was kind of blah.
But that Veronica Mars shows a ton of geek and nerd references. If you watch was that Rob Thomas was the writer on that? I'm trying to remember who wrote that.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and she's just so sharp-witted and quick-witted. And she's kind of an outsider geek / nerd herself. So
yeah,
really, I didn't think you hear shows are good. It's like we keep telling Raquel she should watch Princess Bride. We're gonna hype the damn movie up so much.
Even I watched Princess Bride finally.
Yeah, you did finally too. Yeah.
Although I got to watch the Highlander movies coming up soon, including Highlander 2. It's a great movie.
Does not exist in this dojo, but we will do a watch party with. We got to set that up. The Great Highlander, because Retroblasting hooked me up with the original theatrical, which I couldn't find. Like I've got to buy this. It's got to be somewhere, and so we're gonna do a watch party for that. That just that'll be hysterical. Yeah, because J-Man he's never seen the theatrical. So if you haven't seen the theatrical,
sometimes when they do that. Loki hooked me up with, I won't say how, the Ox Alien edition of Aliens 3. Oh man, it's not as good as 1 and 2, obviously, and I'm gonna get some grief in chat, but I don't care. I honestly, I like Alien better.
The director, wait, which version of Aliens?
But
the
Aliens 3 was like the real vision where the alien was from an ox and stuff like and
how did they make that? I thought that cut exists somewhere.
We'll talk about it off air. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, no, I thought no, because when I watched that was David Fincher who did the third.
I had a hard time, and I looked for years, and I was guided. Let's just say this: I was guided to the right place. Nothing weird was exchanged hands or anything like that, but I was guided to the right place, and it was well worth seeing. So
yeah, because I have the box set or one of the Blu-ray box sets, so it had 1, 2.
Yeah.
Were there 4? How many aliens? I can't remember. 1, 3, and they had the director's cut of that version. Of course, they kill off Newt and what's his name right in the crash in the beginning. It's like
dumb.
I almost walked out of the theater when I first saw that crap.
Yeah.
I even thought 4 was okay, but once we get past that, all the weird stuff.
I hated 4.
Danny McBride and Prometheus was just. Ugh.
I just was looking at the pictures. I was just sitting there thinking of Stephen Lang. I like him as an actor, but I keep thinking of him as General George Pickett in Gettysburg. And Stonewall Jackson in Gods and Generals.
He's so great in Gods and Generals, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Absolutely.
He was brilliant in that movie.
So what started this rant was me talking about 65, and it's not even called 65.
This is a movie I wanted to see. So, Mark,
Called
what
Adam
did you
Driver
think about
65?
It's so far.
He doesn't look a day over 40.
Yeah. So yeah, Adam Driver
Is he going to throw a
65.
temper tantrum? Sorry.
Yeah, see, and they tell you that Earth had a visitor, so they give that away. It's been very mediocre. I've got to go watch the last 20 minutes. I mean, the special effects are good, and Adam Driver's a good actor. And he's believable as kind of a rough and tumble guy because he's a Marine, so he's got that physicality to him. He doesn't pull out a lightsaber to save the day in this one, but yeah. So they crash on Earth 65 million years ago, and they've got it's basically a tale of survival, and they've got all these cool high tech gadgets and things, but there's some really gross things that happen with bugs and critters and things. So if you got a weak stomach, a couple of scenes are kind of gross. Yeah.
When Adric probably lands on top of him at the end.
Yeah. Is that supposed to be the girl that he saved in the movie? That doesn't look anything like. Or is that his wife? I don't know who the heck that.
It was a little kid in the movie,
that?
wasn't it? I didn't see it, but I heard it was a kid.
Yeah, it's a little kid. Is that? Who
Yeah,
is
but
that?
that can't be.
Could have been a couple of years
Who
ago.
is that?
Movie.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
That's a pretty young person right there. Made up to look too well because it's Hollywood, but it
She's
could have been
65.
could have been made a couple of years ago when she was even younger and made it look. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe it was like
that
COVID or something.
Now, how old is it? How old is she?
Let me goggle her and see. Let's see.
Oh, that's
Adam Driver must be tall.
Yeah,
He is pretty tall. Yeah. She is 15 years old, born 2007.
Wow.
That's correct. I
15.
think.
wow.
All right, I'm changing this picture right now. I'm moving along.
Wow. That girl's 15. Hollywood's horrible.
Hollywood is horrible.
So that's her in the movie. Yeah, no, she
My
seems like a
15-year-old
much younger
didn't
kid in the
like
movie. Well,
that.
movies take a couple of years to come out too. Don't forget. So
That is true.
Lucky. So
Yeah, but
that's her in the movie. Yep. So that was probably like a
so she's
year
15.
ago.
Now,
15.
you said born in 2007. I'm no mathematical genius, but
Yeah. What movie database is saying? Let's see.
well, my 15-year-old wouldn't be allowed to dress like that in Hollywood if Hollywood premiere.
Yeah.
But then again, it's Hollywood.
Yeah, 2007. Right.
Oh my God.
Yep. So, but she looks much younger in the movie. Let's put it that way. She looks like a little kid. She looks like a little kid in the movie. Yep. But
not to,
it's very
not to
predictable, Dad Man.
not to throw too much shade at Adam Driver, but there's no way that Debbie Reynolds' grandson or Harrison Ford's son would look like that. He doesn't look anything like that.
Yeah. I agree. Yep. Yeah. So I got 20 minutes to go in the movie, so maybe I'll finish it tonight after the show. But it's just very, very, very generic. I gotta say so far than some of the cool gadgets, and it kind of reminded me of Congo in a few scenes. Remember the movie Congo? Where
God, I try to forget that movie.
yeah, with the talking apes, and then they're
Talk to Tom about that one.
It was a good book.
Yeah,
It was a Michael Crichton book, yeah.
Yeah,
Congo, the book
I'm
was
sure
good,
the book
though.
is better.
The book was good.
All of Michael Crichton's books are better than the movies they're based on.
Yeah.
Well, I except for Jurassic Park Lost World 2. The Lost World 2, The Lost World as a book was much better, much more believable than that monstrosity, that movie that they made.
No, you misunderstood me,
That
my
movie
friend.
was terrible.
I said his books are better than any of the movies they're based
Oh,
on.
I'm sorry. I did. I must have misunderstood. Well, listen, in this case, it was much worse, much better than it was that far off. So,
do you know where he made the vast majority of his fortune from? I didn't even realize this. He made more money even in his publishing by doing. I did not realize this until I read it. ER, the TV show ER. I didn't even know he was involved in that. And
Who is this?
Michael
the
Crichton.
TV show ER
Oh.
on NBC was the medical drama.
Wow.
Yeah, he made like tens of millions of dollars from that. So
Interesting. Well, here, why don't we talk about something that's near and dear to Donnie Pearson's heart, since I just watched it. And I hate it when these trailers start playing because I don't want to get
there you go. Yeah,
nuked. It's like, stop playing
Go,
the
go,
trailer.
Power Rangers.
you will get it too, man. Brandon last Saturday showed like 20 seconds or something. Before I could go back and do some of the rewatch to pull some clips and stuff, it was already off I was like, oh man.
Oh, they'd already zapped it?
Oh,
Or
some rat, yeah. Or
You're
the
gonna get zapped, dude. You gotta watch it.
spying on us, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get zapped.
Yeah, anytime Brandon gets more than 50 people in this thing, I'm like, some AI's watching us, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like this, they start playing the trailer automatically. It's like I don't even want to play it. It's like stop, you know.
Mark, I have a
So,
serious question. Was this movie done before the Green Ranger passed?
Yes,
Tommy?
it was because
Is he in it at all?
in it?
Well, we're gonna do minor. Let me put up the spoilers banner.
Fair enough.
I guess
Okay.
I'll do spoilers. So if anyone hasn't seen it, it's a minor spoiler because obviously if you've been following this and you're a Power Ranger fan, or even if you're not a huge Power Ranger fan, you might know that he wasn't in the movie, even though he declined to be in the movie. He was promoting his own project, and of course Donnie Pearson's the expert on this, so hopefully I don't mess anything up, and I'm sure he'll correct me in the chat.
Sure Donnie's seen it a couple times already.
Yeah, I'm sure Donnie's seen it a couple times. So they don't have him. They don't have the original Pink Ranger. Amy Jo Johnson declined to appear in the movie, and I believe then this is the second Red Ranger. Because the original Red Ranger, unfortunately, got in trouble for some financial shenanigans, and he's only allowed to travel to cons right now when he's stuck in Texas. So they had the replacement Red Ranger, and it was a nice nostalgia trip. You know, I mainly watched Power Rangers with my kids growing up, and as they were growing up, and watched off and on. You know, now when you're streaming, it's kind of taken over. You kind of don't flip through channels like we're talking about, being on Pluto TV or other things. You know, if you're
old Power
just watching
Rangers,
YouTube. Yeah, the original Power Rangers. Yep, 1993. Is that right, Donnie? 1993.
But these guys are the old
I think
ones.
it's earlier than that, buddy.
Let's see. When were the first?
They got the old ones in this.
Oh yeah. That was the idea. So it was Power Rangers Once and Always. So let's see, what was the let me goggle Power Rangers, see when they first came out. I thought it was
while you're pulling that up, I have to say the draw of Power Rangers is pretty fascinating. The 16-year-old and 18-year-old that I have, those kids are going back and watching not going back. They went back and watched all the old episodes from like the 90s, and I mean, they weren't watching the show until about 10 years ago, so own all the movies and stuff. It's weird.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at now, there's been 29 seasons of the show.
Yep.
Right. All with 22, so I don't know how many total episodes there are. Math is hard, so I'm looking at it, but 60 episodes the first season, 52 the second season.
There was even a season where Tommy was a PhD in paleontology and was a paleontologist.
Nice.
Did dinosaurs. And correct me if I'm wrong, Donnie, weren't there two different dinosaur-themed Power Ranger seasons? Like Dino Thunder and...
Oh, well, there's been a ton of dino. Yeah, there's been a ton of dino. Well, and their characters, too. Some, they're based...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the first season.
They're based on those... They're based on those powers. What year did the first movie
come out?
So 1993, I was right, was the first year. So it was the year before I got married. Yeah, so...
Wow.
Let's
so what year did the first movie come
out? Feature film, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, June 30th, 1995. So pretty quickly, actually.
Wow.
I brought my kids to see that. That's the only time I've ever watched it.
That's all the time. And then Turbo came out in 1997. Look, only made $10 million. The first movie made $66 million, which probably isn't bad.
No, not at all.
And then Power Rangers. This is considered a movie, Once and Always. Oh, and then Power Rangers. Oh, when they do that live action 2017 movie, that made $142 million actually. Yeah, I wonder what Donnie thought of that one. That was like
So,
the
Mark,
big budget.
Will this movie knock Mario Brothers off its throne?
No, because I think it's only streaming.
Oh, okay.
I think, isn't it? I think. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah. So no, but they did a nice job with the nostalgia, and of course, yeah. Chris says no Amy, no watch. Yeah, she's my favorite favorite Ranger. Now, minor spoilers. She sings a song. She's singing a song in the end, and Tommy and the original Yellow Ranger passed away tragically in a car accident many years ago, and it left. I think it killed another person in the car, and then it left one of the other actresses in the car permanently paralyzed. So let's see who was that. Was Trey? I'm trying to make sure I pronounce her name correctly. Trini. Yep.
Yeah.
So they have a really nice tribute to her character. So, and I mean, I knew this, but going into it, that Rita Repulsa is back, and she kills that cat. The Yellow Ranger right in the beginning of the show. So once that happens, this is all the journey about her daughter and becoming the new Yellow Ranger. So it was Tai Trang. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She played Trini Kwan. So then her daughter takes over the role, which is really nice to have that aspect of the show. So it's typical Power Rangers fare. It's basically it follows that formula, and you got the robots and the Megazoids, and you've got the karate fighting, and you've got the nostalgia of the other characters coming back. But what was fun in one scene, they were shrinking. The way they handled the other Rangers not being there, they had them just in costume in the beginning of the movie, and I think they used some of the character voices. So you didn't know that they weren't. Obviously you've got stunt doubles there, and then this was what Amy Jo Johnson's playing a song, because she's got a fantastic voice. She's a great musician, and they play this over the out credits, so which is a really nice touch. And so Jill says, when I was 7, I liked Power Rangers. This looks like the original I watched as a kid. Yeah, so it's very close to the original. That spirit. And David Yost's character, so he's kind of like a Bill Gates, Elon Musk. He's a super rich, super scientist. So he's got this headquarters, and he's got the secret base underneath the corporate headquarters there, which is really really cool.
Why do I think of Tony Stark?
Tony Stark, yeah.
Yeah, house on the beach, but anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then here's the tribute they have in the show to her character. Yep. So she had died, unfortunately. What year did she pass away? Was I think, let's see, what year did she pass away? I always want to get these correct. Yep. I think 2001. Yeah, so 2001, and she was a refugee from Vietnam, and they escaped to Hong Kong, and then they got to the United States in 1980. So yeah, very tragic. Just a car accident and tragic death. Yeah, but they really did a nice tribute. Nice tribute to her. Yep.
That's cool. Mark, was that a feminine robot and the giant head in it too?
No. Well, just Rita Repulsa's become a robot now. So
Okay. Who was
and you
the
got
robot that ran the was with the giant head? What was that? I don't remember that guy's name.
I forget now. So Donnie will help me out there.
Yeah,
Yep.
Donnie, help us.
Yeah. There we go. Yep. So this is a longtime Power Ranger fan. Donnie says, all I can say is bring on the Cosmic Fury. Yep. And the pterodactyl dinosaur. He's saying, yep. So I love that, this, but if you grew up watching Ultraman or some of the old Japanese, monster kaiju stuff, that this is really what this is based on. It's kind of modernizing that kaiju.
Yeah, real Go Lion too, man. Voltron,
So,
as you Americans call him, yes.
Yeah. So Voltron. So of course they have the Megazord, and then
Beast
you've
King
got
Go Lion.
This is Alpha 9 now, I guess. The original Alpha 2, Donnie, or was it Alpha? Which Alpha was it? I can't remember. It was Alpha 5. Alpha 5. Okay, yeah. He's the comic relief robot, right? No, I think it's up to Alpha 9. Yep.
Then there's this
Of
guy.
course, he's the second Red Ranger.
Yeah.
So what happened is the actors in this, they kind of tried to do a Friends thing where they banded together. They had no union. I don't know why they weren't in a union, or maybe it was where it was being filmed. Donnie would obviously no, but from what I've read, they decided, hey, we're not getting paid enough. We want more rights. So they 3 of the characters, I believe, decided not to come back. And then I think initially, then only 2 was the Yellow Ranger or the Black Ranger were the 2 that dropped out, I believe. And then so over contract disputes, and they did 60 episodes in that first season. They went halfway through the next season, so there's a ton of episodes with those original Rangers. So I'm trying to find the clip of the controversy there, what they said about just roughly doing some reading tonight and remembering that. So but they're back now, and so as Donnie's saying, great to see Walter Jones, David Yost, Stephen Cardenas, and Kathleen Sutherland back as Zach Taylor, Billy Cranston, Rocky DeSantos, and Kat Hillard. Yep. So that was the Rocky is the new Red Ranger. Kat is the new Pink Ranger, and Kat and the Green Ranger had a kid together. So they reference that kid. Is it CJ or JJ in the show? So what's it say? Brandon's Palace. I can't say Rita. That's Rita Repulsa's HQ. Yep. Of course, I've got breaking news on the cell phone. Yep. But yeah, so they do a nice job of paying tribute to the old characters, and they give you some action, and it's kind of like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Maybe later we'll talk about Picard, but at least you get to see those. People want to see those characters again. The long time characters. So unfortunately, they didn't get Amy Jo Johnson, so Chris Persia didn't watch. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, 60 episodes. Yeah, I wonder how were they 22-minute shows, or I don't know if they were all pretty short.
Yeah, they were definitely.
It was a half hour. It was definitely a half hour, right? Yeah. But yeah, that's how they did it with the original gang, and of course they got the rad bug too. Who doesn't like a flying VW bug with a cool front? Yep. But it's fun. So if you're a Power Rangers fan, I'd say it's definitely worth watching. I know Donnie probably watched. How many times has Donnie watched it? I wonder. Let's see if I can find some more pictures from it. Once and always. Let's see if I can find some pictures. Yeah. So But I did like what they did with it. I mean, if you don't like Power Rangers, you're not gonna like like the show. But I think longtime fans will like it, and maybe younger kids will enjoy it. Although it's targeted at the older crowd, and it was kind of jarring to see they actually killing off the Yellow Ranger in the beginning of the
This kind of
movie.
Were
So
Bulk and Skull in it? Weren't those guys? I want Donnie to answer that. Donnie, is it true Bulk and Skull were in more Power Rangers episodes than any Power Ranger? Do you remember Bulk and Skull, Mark?
I do not remember them. No.
The fat guy and the skinny guy that were kind of like the comic relief. And
Yeah, those guys. I just don't remember the names.
Yeah, they became policemen and stuff and security guards.
Okay.
Yeah. They came up with new reasons for them to be still in the show.
They kept adding to the show. Yeah. The funny thing about this picture, she was wearing a yellow shirt, so they changed the shirt color digitally, so they wouldn't give away the spoiler that she became the Yellow Ranger. And Donnie says, "Yes, I was correct. Yeah, J.J. Oliver. I said C.J. first. I got it right. J.J. Yep. Trying to remember my characters. Yep." And then Donnie says, "Yeah, it's like Star Trek Picard of the Power Rangers, yet even better." Yep. There's a banner that featured Bulk and Skull and Once and Only. Oh, okay. They had a lot of little Easter eggs. I was checking some articles and throwbacks to the series, which was nice. Yeah. Yeah, so here's an article. Was he in the participate in the reunion? Yeah, because everyone wanted to know. Yep. So the Green Ranger appears in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always, raising the question of whether Jason, Dave, and Frank filmed scenes for the upcoming reunion. The original actor passed away in 2002. So as I had said, they kept
2022, right, Mark?
2022. Yeah, 2022. Apologize. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
No problem. I don't know if it was
stream brain. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what they did. They had them in character, in costume, not morphing, to start. Yeah. So Zach and Billy were the only ones to remove their helmets. Yep. So that was that's how they handled that. So it was good. It was good stuff. Yep.
Look at the picture in the top corner. Why is Dawson crying? Was he not involved in the Power Rangers?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
What a great movie.
Here we go. This is for Clobber Times. Who is Rocky? The Red Ranger explained. Yeah, this character. Yep. So that's this guy. So he was the second Red Ranger. Yep.
Okay.
So
the only Rangers I was paying attention to as a dirty old man of the '90s was the what's her name, Amy
Joe Johnson. Yeah. So
parents,
Zach,
look, us dads who had to bring their kids to that movie had to have something,
right? Yeah.
And before you say anything, she was like 20 when she did that movie.
Yeah,
right?
If not a little bit older. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then she went on. It looked like she was going to really have a career, wasn't she? Was that show with Carrie Russell? She was in that show.
Yeah, she was on some show. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was on Felicity. Yep.
Too, right?
And then only Donnie Pearson and I know this, but she was in the movie Sweetwater, which was one of the first acts to open Woodstock. It was about girl in the group. She was in a really bad car accident, so it damaged her vocal cords, so it kind of cut her career short. But they were one of the opening acts. Well, she portrayed the lead singer from the group Sweetwater, which was one of the opening acts, first acts at Woodstock, and their career was taking off, and she was in a devastating car accident, which unfortunately damaged her vocal cords.
She played that character. Okay.
She played that character, yeah. So I know Donnie knows that movie, but probably I'm the only one that.
She was on another show too. She can sing well in real life too. So.
Oh yeah. So she sings at the end of this, movie. It's an archival clip of them in that where they hang out in that bar / workout place.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Yes, he said she was 23 since he started in that movie, and I was in my 20s or close or just barely. when it came out, so I feel vindicated. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. Feel better now because I was like, whoa, but no, it was,
Yeah. In case anybody's weirded out that Klobby likes a girl who's now 42 years old. Yeah. Get everybody settled in.
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
is that what she is now?
Probably, brother. This was like 20 years ago when they did this stuff.
He just said she was 23 when she first did Power Rangers, and that was 1993. So,
Yeah, well, look her up. Yep. Oh, hey, Wade, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by. Happy Sunday evening to you. So this is Power Rangers trivia. So Zach, the original Black Ranger, never interacted with the Stone Canyon Trio or Cat in the Power Rangers TV canon. So Austin St. John did not participate. He's the one that got in trouble with the law. He would have technically appeared in Once and Always. Jason never removed his helmet. Once and Always wrote off Jason and other Power Rangers characters do not return by having Robot Rita capture them. The Pandora Protocol was activated, and Rocky was called to join the fight. So he was the second Red Ranger, as I said, and replacing Austin St. John, Ty Trang, and Walter Emmanuel Jones, all exited ahead of season 3 over a contract dispute. So they introduced new characters. Yep. So yeah, so it was fun, and Donnie I think was pretty happy, which I'm glad because I know he's our big Power Rangers fan. So
what's your rating, Donnie? What's your rating? But rate the movie for us.
Yes, let us know what you'd rate it. Yeah, well,
we don't want to put him on the spot now.
Yeah, but I'm sure he gave it a pretty good. I'm guessing a pretty good rating. Good rating. Yep. So, yeah, it was nice bit of nostalgia, nice tribute at the end. So, I'd say if you're a Power Ranger fan, go watch it. If you got young kids, it's only an hour long too, so it's not a long movie to watch. So 10 out of 10. There we go. Right.
There you go. Glad you loved it, man. I'm happy for Donnie.
No, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
And envious that he gets, not some of us have had everything we love completely defiled and destroyed, and we don't get to enjoy things like that. So, in all seriousness, I'm not making a joke. I'm glad when one of us gets something that they, gets something that they love and gets to enjoy it like that. It's gratifying.
Absolutely,
I'm not kidding.
Yeah. That's what made both the Sonic movie and the Super Mario Brothers movies really, really cool, because they were just great movies that were in their genre, didn't try to be something they weren't, and put a lot of extra crap in it. So, and like you said, Claudia, as a Star Wars fan, I agree with you. It's nice that a franchise and fans of what it should be get what they want and really should expect it to have from it. Whereas I'm like you with Star Wars. I have no drive to watch The Mandalorian now, the Moped movie, the Vespa Squad, and Boba Fett, and all these other things that they come up with. There's just no interest in it. The only reason I might is to help if Mark wanted to look at a show, and I still haven't done it.
Dad Man won't even watch Bad Batch. That's how bad.
I won't even watch any of it. I've never watched Rebels.
You're a massive Star Wars fan.
I've never watched Rebels, and people tell me it's supposed to be this good thing. I don't care.
Rebels is awful, bro. You're not missing anything.
I didn't mind Rebels that much. I thought it was pretty good in the last season or two.
Here's the point with me, guys. The broken line is not only Jake Skywalker, but Darth Maul was forced to come back somehow.
That was really dumb.
That is the one thing
that in Clone Wars and Rebels. Yeah.
I know he got cut in half, and you're saying that this guy did something that greater Sith Lords, not apprentices, Sith Lords could not do. Anyway, sorry, Mark. Mark knows if I don't stop, I'll get going.
Does that mean Han Solo could come back?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? No. I would like that better. Hey,
they found a dumb excuse. It was not good though, and it was. That was fan wank problems. I never forget how many people after episode 1 were whining about, because they liked Darth Maul so much, they're whining that there's no way Obi-Wan could have beat him like that. And I was like, wait a minute, this is Star Wars. Good guy beats bad guy. I did not shed one tear. Obi-Wan's my hero, and that guy's the baddie. I don't give a crap if he cut in two.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. Screw him.
One Padawan versus Padawan. They were at fairly decent.
It just goes to show you that Obi-Wan was better than him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
which is supposed
they
to
couldn't
be.
accept it just because they thought Darth Maul's so cool. No way Obi-Wan could beat him. No, wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Damn straight, hey, it's one of the things, but see, it's something like that just has me, I don't want to watch the other stuff. Then they brought it back in the Solo movie with him making the appearance now as a crime lord. I'm like,
oh, it was so stupid, man.
It was so bad, Clobby. I started talking out loud in the movie theater.
I don't blame you.
And my kid started laughing at first, but then was like telling me to shut up. I was like, no, yeah.
Dad,
that was
come on.
That was the first movie with the Star Wars in the title that I didn't pay to go see at the theater.
Yeah,
I just couldn't do it.
But I tell you what, it was not.
Oh, wait a minute. It had the best. It had the best line of
so
dialogue ever in any Star Wars movie.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
What's your last name? I don't know. Well, we're gonna call you Solo. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh
so you're traveling by yourself.
Bad.
Solo.
Yeah.
You don't have a last. You don't come up with a last Skywalker.
You should have done better, Ron Howard. We're not impressed.
Oh my god, it sucked.
And that's a movie where he came in like when it was over halfway produced, and then they just flipped it all over and did some other train wreck. So,
and by the way,
I laugh at Lisa.
This in case anybody out there loves new Star Wars, so Deadman is not the only bad guy here. I'm gonna say this too. Enough with man, I had it perfect too. What's Iron Man's best friend's name? The cheeseburger guy.
Wimpy.
Happy.
What? Wimpy.
Happy Hogan,
Happy Hogan.
Happy.
And if you
Hogan.
you guys think Happy Hogan is going to be some kind of savior for the Star Wars universe, you are sorely mistaken. Watch don't watch the whole season. I watched the whole season of Andor. There must be something wrong with me mentally for doing that. Go watch the last episode of The Mandalorian season 3. And if you think that guy's your savior, then you got a pretty sorry religion, gang, because he ain't saving nothing.
But KK took over for him and sidetracked him, and I've heard all the crap. The whole thing is, at the end of the day, Pat. At the end of the day, it all ends with Jake Soywalker being a doofus, a dumbass that is weak, and Han Solo that became a deadbeat dad, trailer park version. Shell of what he was. Listen, I don't agree with making everything EU strictly because it would be boring. But if you took the characters and kept them in line with what was developed in the lore, the honor, the toughness, give them some credit and some spunk behind them, you could have made something with it. You didn't have to do what they did with things that would just kill them off. And then expect, but see, I think Iger said it before in one of his quotes about the parks, where Galaxy said, "We'll slap Star Wars on it and they'll come." Well, I won't say what I would say if I was on my own channel, but it has fly a kite, but with only 2 letters anyway. But if you know what I mean, because it's like how pompous and condescending you are to say that you know better than what the fans do, and it's like Marie Antoinette. Here's your cake, eat it.
Galaxy's Edge was depressing to walk through. It was really.
It was. It looked like a Moroccan flea market. Yeah. It really. It had no vibe. It had no life of Star Wars. I mean, they didn't have characters from. Well, the whole thing was the talk was they were supposed to be interactive, and all that. They cut all that out at the end. And then you luckily got Rey and Kylo every once in a while with some people you don't even know what they are. There's guys in stormtrooper shoots. It's just, but at the end of the day with me, Pat, it just leads to Jake Soywalker and deadbeat Ed Han Solo. I mean, I'm sorry that this actor, I will not use his name because I disrespect him, because the role that made him what he was, he wanted it killed off back in Return of the Jedi, that he hated this role so bad he lets the mouse decide to off him off, in the very first movie back.
In retrospect, I wish they would have let him kill. I wish he would have gotten killed.
That would have been better. Looking back,
Yeah.
yes, it would have made sense. He was gone. He would not have been in EU. You would have not had 30 years of material. Oh wait, excuse me.
No, there was no material. There was
there are no comics and no material to rely on, according to the great voice of reason that knows everything. And it just was like, here's one thing, an example. You could take what's.
Let me just say hi to Mob 19001, who's
sorry, Mark.
That's okay. No, I just want to give a shout out. Welcome and
absolutely
hail to Sunday Night Geekery, and glad you're here. And I'm interrupting a Dad Man Star Wars rant, so I apologize.
No problem. You got to get the guests first. Hey, they're what keep us going. But no, the whole point is take the EU, like they're doing now. They're taking the EU, this thing about Thrawn, which is not even going to be anywhere near the real thing. They're cherry picking and bastardizing it. But take something like happened in Expanded Universe. You wanted to kill Han Solo so bad. Well, Chewbacca dies when the Yuuzhan Vong invasion of the galaxy, and I think it was the New Jedi Order series. Well, what it was they were on a rescue mission. One of the Solo kids was still not on the thing. Chewbacca takes him, throws him up into the Falcon, but can't get on, and has a moon coming down, crashing on him, and he's howling at the moon as a majestic, powerful death. Why not swap it and have Han Solo going out like that?
Yep.
I mean, take something like that instead of, "Oh, I love you, son." Sorry. Okay.
Oh, and Mob 19001 just subbed to the channel, so much appreciated. Yep. Thank you very much. Yep.
Hey. And gang, believe it or not, I really do not intentionally wind Dad Man up about this stuff. I sometimes forget how passionate he is.
I've needed some rants, and I've had a rant. I was on with Lorena earlier. There was the time too I ranted. Tonight I ranted. So good rants are good for the soul.
That's right.
Yeah.
And good for the stream.
Well, let's see what happened with Pedro Pascal in this. I guess there's something about Mando season 3. I guess this is a great gig. I guess he voices over the character because it's two different stuntmen.
Yeah.
Unless he appears on the show. So they've now broken a trend. Let's see. The trend is the unmasking of Din Djarin so that Pascal's face can be seen. Something has happened on every season of Mandalorian until now. For the first time Din was unmasked was in the Mandalorian season 1 finale. That was when IG-11 was helping him when he got that head wound. But of course it's a robot, so that doesn't count. Season 2 was removed twice.
Yeah.
The chapter 15, The Believer. And then the other time was when he said goodbye to Grogu. That was The Believer. That was the episode with Bill Barr when they infiltrated.
Bill Burr, when he's sitting at the table with Bill Burr. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the siege of
great episode? That was a great episode. Yeah. And so all right. So season 3, Din Djarin's helmet was never removed, meaning Pascal was not seen for the first time in a respective season. Yeah, so I mean, if you never take your helmet off, that's a nice gig. I mean, he's a good actor, but if you just have to do the voiceover. Oh, and then they're gonna this I heard this is a rumor, but I guess now that's confirmed. They're gonna theatrically release film to culminate the Mandalorian era, could lead to Din's face being seen again. Is that confirmed? They're going to do a movie, or I heard that as a rumor.
I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think anything's confirmed that I know of, but
most shallow pond out there. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah. Baby Yoda works harder than Pedro. Well, the interesting thing was the Children of the Watch and Din himself could start moving their helmets in the Mandalorian season 4 now that they're all working together, but Pascal probably doesn't want to have to be there, I guess. Pedro Pascal, the voice actor. Now I did Bill Barr, JT Kirk. Yeah, that's why I said Bill Barr. Bill Barr was Attorney General, not Bill Burr.
Bill Barr.
Bill Barr.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Bill Barr would fit the armor, man.
Yeah, Bill Barr wouldn't fit there. Neither would me. Yeah, neither would I.
But it's definitely up to you. Not even sure what that means, Donnie. They're not leaving it up to me because there wouldn't be one, but
I think the big focus now is going to be the new trilogy.
Okay.
Well, no,
Yeah,
just while we got talking Mandalorian, I thought season 3 was okay. I mean, I didn't think it was as good as
I
the
didn't
first
watch
season.
it. I
Obviously,
couldn't tell you. I watched
you
the
didn't
last
watch it.
episode.
Dadman bought the DVDs and nuked
You
them.
know,
So.
honestly, Mark, honestly, I thought about trying to watch this to talk about it with you, but every time I went to think about it, I was either something else came up. Either I was streaming my own or playing Fortnite or watch something else. It was just like there's other, and
More interesting things for you.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, because I did want to try to watch it just to say, because I do like to try to watch something and give it a chance before I say a lot specifically. So a lot of what I'm striving from seeing the Mouse movies and what I've read and experienced in Star Wars, but I like season 2. Let's go back to season 2, the end with Luke Skywalker coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
I was one of those emoting people. It was so great. It was what we wanted for 40 something years. Although some people could technically argue it was not really lore, but I don't care. To me, it was splitting hairs. But that's after we got Jake Skywalker. So it was a wonderful scene. But then as time went, as the emotions wore off of that episode, and then you see what they did in Book of Boba Fett and the Return of Grogu, and all that to the bounty hunter instead of training. It's like, why am I wasting my time with this? We're still ended up with deadbeat Han and Punk Skywalker, and it's like, at what point do you stop wasting your time and your money if there's other things to do where your interests are? I mean, if people like it, more power to them.
Hey, Canadian Spider-Man, hell.
Hey, Canadian Spider-Man, buddy. Mark, I like to say this, though. I like to use a Star Wars quote from with things when I can, but like from Revenge of the Sith. Padme's like, Eddie, you're taking a pet I just can't take. So I can't, as a Star Wars fan, I can't. And now, like Pat was referring to, if y'all want to get into the upcoming Rey Skywalker or Rey Palpatine series, and
I just want to talk about Mando this season.
Go ahead. Sorry,
just
Mark.
a couple more. No, it's okay. Yeah. Well, I guess Clobber Time's the only other person who's watched other than me, probably, right?
Yeah.
You watch it.
I think it's garbage.
All right,
I watched the last episode.
It was Clobby watches it, so you don't have to.
I thought the third season was pretty loathsome as a whole. I mean, there were one or two, maybe one episode that I thought was mildly decent. A couple episodes that were just kind of, and then there were a couple that were such stinkers that when you put them together, I mean, it just adds up to, very little in the season that I like at all. If it's anything, I can't think of much really. No, it does not deserve any kind of accolades. This thing was a mess. It was just abysmal. When it wasn't being ludicrous, it was being extremely dull.
Well, let's go through the episodes. So the apostate was basically a setup, kind of a boring episode, right? So, what were you gonna say, Dadman? Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll jump in at the right episode. Go ahead.
I think you didn't see it.
No. I've seen enough to comment without talking about the episode, but there's one episode in specific that illustrates why I gave up. But go ahead.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Mines of Mandalore. That was the one where Boba Fett gets captured, which is Mandalorian. Well, this is the first season. Yeah, season 3. So we had the apostate. Kind of set up the episode. We had the pirates show up. You got IG-11. He's trying to, the statue. It's a very set-up-y episode. So then this one, he gets captured.
Oh, I hate that.
And then she's got to save him.
So
the Covenant was probably, I think,
this was the weirdest, most boring drivel. Yeah.
Yeah, because then they had this character. It was too long on this character, and it didn't make sense why he got set up. Minor spoilers here, but I did like what they were trying to do, show how the the New Order could happen again, which none of the trilogy sequels we didn't get any of that, which made zero sense. So some of those things were interesting, but it was way too long and too Blade Runnery, to quote Clobbering Times.
Yeah. Yes, it was very Blade Runner.
And there was a lot of stuff that you could have trimmed this episode down, maybe made it like 15 minutes, just have it, the whole setup and the relationship with this guy. This I thought was probably one of the better episodes, and we got
it was kind of good to see Jar Jar get to go in there and be a Jedi for a couple scenes, but
so we got the actor who played Jar Jar Binks, obviously did the voice and
I'm not best
here, but among best, and he played a Jedi, and you saw the Order 66 stuff and how they rescued Grogu and some of the foundlings, or some of not foundlings, some of the young
during
Jedi
the Order for Attack
Padawans.
66.
Yeah, Padawans.
Yeah, the Jedi
Yeah,
Temple.
Padawans. Yeah. That was a good episode. I like that. The pirate. I like this character. I like the idea of a fat older dude with gray hair piloting an X-wing, because that's how I figure what I could be doing that right now. So I thought that was
That episode was at least more Star Wars-ish. You know, it was pretty action-packed. It wasn't really. It moved so much that it didn't give it any much time to be really stupid and have really ridiculous things in it. And they were more like, the Mandalorians themselves were doing Mandalorian type stuff that we hadn't seen in live action before. Yeah,
Yeah, the pirate shows up. They're threatening, and you
Really
gotta
monotonous,
love Apollo Creed, in Star Wars. Now this is
Apollo
probably the
Creed,
worst.
yeah.
Yeah, worst
Guns
episode.
for Hire is the worst thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh no, Dadman's watched this one secretly.
You
I'll
seen
come on.
this?
I heard you watch it 20 times.
No. Why don't we just call it Batman 66? With the cameos.
Don't insult Batman 66.
I know exactly. I love Batman 66, but what is this deal with Star Wars and cameos like with him and Lizzo? I saw
Lizzo's
that.
a huge Star Wars fan. You should know
I
that,
don't
Dadman.
care.
Huge
I don't
Mandalorian
care.
fan.
I don't care. Let's take the
know you don't
material
care.
somewhat seriously, and let's just. It's not a damn comedy
dude.
show. I mean, and I'm restraining a bit because if I.
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
Because I can be a lot rougher
shit.
with it, but it's indicative of what I've said with everything else. They don't take it seriously.
Well, plus the problem is too, they make the robots. The most ridiculous thing, they have a robot bar just for the line, like, "We don't serve your kind here." If when Mando walks in, they were setting that up. But like, what they can have, the robots are intelligent now. In terms of emotional, you always had the robots, R2D2, but they had their.
Don't forget Solo movie. They
Yeah,
rose up
Solo.
with a revolution, and apparently they can have feelings for human beings beyond
Which is-
just master servant. So
Yeah, it's just a little ridiculous. So they
Yeah.
go to a bar and drink oil. It's like they've got a bar for. I mean, just totally ludicrous. That it doesn't fit in with the Star Wars universe at all.
No.
If they had just the Doc from Back to the Future, reprogramming the robots to do something evil, that kind of been cool. But they just went over with and the cameos, and Jack Black was insufferable in this episode, and the politics in it were ridiculous. Now, I did like the spies. That was these last two I thought were decent. So they had the Mandalorians getting reunited, and I didn't mind the last episode. So I thought that I liked that big fight, and they finally closed, the Grief Carcass. I know Clobbering Times didn't like it, I'm guessing,
one?
but
Which part?
the last two episodes are.
I just thought they were dull. Oh, there was wait a minute. What was the one?
He
the
fell
one-
asleep at the end of one of them, though.
There was one called The Foundling before the Guns for Hire, right? What was that?
That was the one with the
that's
Order
the one with
66.
the stupid crap where the bird or the monster dinosaur steals the kid, right?
Or was that,
Is that the one?
No, that's the second one, The Mines of Mandalore.
No.
No,
what was the
the
Foundling?
dinosaur, or the when the
Foundling.
dinosaur, or when they go
Right.
to rescue the kid.
Yeah,
Which
and they all-
episode was that?
Fairly sure it was the Foundling, and they go and they Foundling. They go to the planet where the Mandalorians were hiding or whatever.
Yeah, the new planet. Yeah.
And you remember the bird, the pterodactyl or whatever, the pterodactyl steals the kid and flies up
Yeah.
on the top of this thing, and they fly after it. Then they
Starbuck goes after her in the ship.
they all
yeah.
go in the ship, but then they decide that they found an excuse that they can't climb up there and they can't fly up there. So they all sit around and camp out around the bottom of the thing and say, "We'll wait till tomorrow morning, so we'll get some rest." Thinking, yeah, it'll be fine. The kid will be all right.
It'll be fine. No worries.
So
Don't worry. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
if someone has got if a giant
got my
dragon
son
has
up
got.
there.
Yeah, I'm not waiting till the morning. Plus, the Mandalorians have infrared and all kinds of high
They
tech
got all kind of
gear.
high tech. They could have gone up there and got him no sweat. I mean, they
Or he
found
might
where
have
the
already
thing
been
was.
eaten.
It might have. There's no way he should have been alive. It was so idiotic. But anyway, continue. I'm sorry. This part was
No,
okay
that's
right
great.
here.
Yeah, so that
The
that
Jedi
wasn't, but that
flashback was kind of cool.
like this
Yeah.
scene was cool, but it should have happened right instead of having them camp overnight. So what these
Yeah, they waited for daytime, like all
yeah.
night.
As Mob is saying, yeah, the same bad writers. You know, they wanted to have a campfire scene where the two groups bonded
some other
together.
kind of
But
way.
what they should have done was had the rescue and maybe had them get stuck, and then you could have the campfire scene after where they bond together. They wanted that campfire scene, so they did it before. So they're waiting to rescue the poor kid. Is it's like a dragon that's feeding the worms to the baby dragon. So they've been stealing, and they've been stealing the kids periodically too from this camp. So they say, they say, oh, it's happened before. So they
Leave it up there.
yeah, so they're still out there. Come on, it's like you'd maybe not be you'd be a little bit more protective of your kids there. Yeah, but not. I mean, the nuts and bolt. The shame is the nuts and bolts of the episode was good. The idea of the episode was good, but the execution was really poor in terms of. And you could have cleaned it up with some decent writing.
I think just almost every episode. That's my biggest thing. Nothing grabbed me anymore. Nothing. Even if something was kind of mildly entertaining here or there, or something looked kind of cool, I was still just like, I don't care. I'm bored. Not like angry like P-Hard or something. Just bored every time. Even in episodes that I would go, that was kind of all right here, or this goes all right. By the time the episode ended, I didn't care. The best thing about it was it's a pretty cool theme song, and that art at the end of the end credits is really nice to look at.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, great art. And I don't give a crap. The show never made me care about anything this year.
I did like the last the two episodes. Lisa said, "Oh, they're good." Well, what I mean, as we always say, like judge for yourself. But I thought some of the ships were cool on the, let's say, watch it and let us know what you think. But
yeah.
But sure. I thought the ending I thought was a decent ending, and it did set up for minor spoiler for the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda Grogu to go out exploring again and be bounty hunters again. So it looks like they're setting that up again. I hope, which the series should be, and we got to get rid of the cute Grogu. As I'm looking at all the Grogus in my room, I mean, it's enough already. A cute Grogu, it's just too much, and the idea that he's 50 years old and can't speak, it's just nuts. I mean, it's just they got to give the kid a growth spurt or something. I mean, it's just the cuteness is worn it out.
50, but it's different. I'm not not an old Jedi.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, Monkey Jeebus, how's it going? But that's what I'm just fed up with the
we lost
the
Pat.
baby.
We lost R2.
Oh, we lost Pat. Oh no, R2, bring him back. Your cargo suit, R2.
And another thing, by the way, this guy's such a great actor. He is absolutely terrible in the scenes. He's been over the top campy. It's almost like just hammy on purpose. I mean, he wasn't that way in the first ones he was in, but he's really awful in his past few episodes that I could see anyway. I thought he was kind of
really
over the top.
He was really good in season
Great
2.
actor. I think he was just a little hammy in these episodes. It was not interesting at all. It's just.
Did you say bad writing?
I think. Oh, it's always bad writing, but I mean, it's also he's a great actor. But if you give him, I mean, it's bad directing too, because I mean, he just kind of just seems like he's trying to chew up scenery. He's campy. He's mustache twirling villain type now, whereas he was pretty kind of cool type of villain in the sense that laid back, kind of like an intellectual type of villain. He's just not the same, written the same way or acting it the same way now that I've been seeing. It's just kind of weird to me.
And these scenes are great. I love these fight scenes, and of course that doesn't make it a good series, but I love the design of this ship.
Good
It's so
effects.
much better than Mando's Naboo fighter. Even though I have a Naboo fighter, I don't have a real Naboo
Those
fighter.
are
but I have
better.
a couple of the models and the
Mando
toy.
ship's stupid.
But that makes sense. You can land the ship, and it flips kind of like Boba Fett's Slave One ship. Oh, am I allowed to say that name of that ship anymore? But
Yes,
I mean there was some cool.
Servant one. Admiral Teague, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Admiral Teague. And
So they got
yeah,
TIE
so
bombers there.
the other ridiculous. So as much as I'm saying I like the episode, there's some silly things that, like this sequence is pretty good. I know Lisa hasn't seen it, so we won't give any spoilers. But there's one.
Oh gosh.
They know that. Just let's say Grief Karga knows where our heroes are, and he lets him go in and destroy something that he prizes, and then he finds him at like at the end of those red doorways. He's waiting there, but it's like he just let them destroy something that was very, very, important to his character and to the plot. That's one of the wrestlers from the WWE, Mercedes. So she's acting now.
It's beautiful.
And these were great. The planet was kind of cool. These fights were cool.
When I'm watching this now, I'm like, yeah, look, the Mandalorian's flying. It's kind of cool, I guess. It just leaves me cold. I watched this past couple of episodes. I'm like, I don't know. It's no longer
you did fall
enough.
At one, right?
Yeah, but I went back and I tried to see what was going on. It's just not enough to me to get into anything. The action and all that stuff's fine when they have action, and it's pretty good. They do a good job with all the technical from that technical aspect. I have no complaints. It looks good and all that kind of stuff. There's just no story to speak of. It's almost no story at all here. It's just about moving the goalposts down to turn them into Mandalorians and to bring the Mandalorians back, but they don't have any clear vision of doing that, and they can't keep from being one of two things: either extremely boring and tedious, or absolutely ridiculous and foolish with with stupid stunt casting. And how do you ruin Christopher Lloyd? How can he ever be bad at anything? You got to have some pretty bad writers, some pretty bad.
Well, Christopher Lloyd's never bad. It's just the writing.
Never he's bad, but he was embarrassed. Okay, how am I embarrassed for Christopher Lloyd? Because I was embarrassed for him.
Yeah, it was not a good role they had. They and they could have written that so much better. If he'd been, instead of all the droids as the oppressed, it was just ridiculous. And then they put Grogu in IG-11 as a remote control robot, which is ridiculous. It's insufferable.
Okay, I gotta ask a question here though. These the red guards, were they better? How did they fight in this? Was it
much better?
They fight
not like the last
better.
Jedi where they're holding swings and stuff.
No,
much better. Yep. Yeah, much better. Yep. So I mean, I enjoyed the last two. I think that part of it is just I just view it as just it's fun action adventure, and then unfortunately in the back of my mind I try to race where the series Star Wars ends up. So that's a big huge part of the problem too, is because where it's going I can't stand. So that's always in the back of your mind, leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But I didn't think these were unwatchable, horrible episodes in my opinion. Katie Sackhoff is always good, and of course they leave her character. We'll see if her character hopefully will just show up a few times and not take over the show, which it shouldn't. This scene was really cool with the Imperial cruiser coming down. The special effects are amazing.
You know what it might be, Mark? Now that I think about it, you got me thinking about something. It might not just be this show. Because after it's been a couple years back when we got that scene, I thought Mando season 1 was a pretty decent show. Not something I watch over and over again. But decent.
Mm-hmm.
I thought season 2 was okay, not the greatest thing in the world, but that Luke Skywalker ending really got to me. Then they screwed over Gina, and that kind of bugged me. But I still watched. Finally, when their next thing came on, which was a long time between shows, by the way, Boba Fett was so terrible for me, in my opinion. And then Obi-Wan was even worse. Obi-Wan Kenobi was that show bad. Made me so angry and pissed me off so much. maybe there was no coming back. Maybe you had to really knock my socks off for me to get back into the groove of it. So I watched the first 4 episodes of Andor, and it was just like it was a challenge to stay awake, and I didn't really care, so I couldn't finish. I didn't bother watching any more of them. And now we have this. I think maybe I'm just so burned out on anything called Star Wars. Maybe this is not particularly as so much as particularly bad. It's just it's not good, and I just don't. It can't make me care enough. I mean, they could do like an episode like the one with the pirate, but I thought, that's kind of at least Star Wars or whatever. But maybe it's just not enough. Maybe I'm not capable of caring about Star Wars anymore.
And I think you hit a point on it. Of all the shows that they came up with, one that was really looked forward to, that could have been done and still worked, and even though we know where everything ends up, would have been the Obi-Wan series. But they couldn't do it. There was one time in the lore he did go off planet for a mission, but it was very discreet. And I guess in this one, he was more protecting Leia than he was Luke. So, again, going on, they had a chance to make something that true Star Wars fans could have bought and had followed and would have been okay getting involved in. But when you got all these other things that come up, and after you see the episodes, it's more crap. Like I said, I got other things to watch, other things to do.
I'm just probably just as done with Star Wars as you can get. I mean, I can sit there and sat through it. It's like even one that's just sort of mediocre or not. It's just that's what this show really is. Just I don't know. I mean, I can't even work up any anger over it. Just like,
I guess that's what. Yeah, that just jade you too with subconsciously too in some ways. I'm not saying there weren't some clunkers in this season, but I did like that ending. I did like Grogu using his powers, but then he's not consistent with his powers either. So that's another problem. Like, because he's been training with Luke Skywalker for a few years, he should be a lot more powerful. But then you can't. Then that ruins the character of Mando, right? Because then you've got this all powerful, Jedi apprentice with you, and just the cuteness is just run. Like I said, it's just run its course. It's just. Please, and this character I do like, and of course then they IG-12, they get the chip back, so at least they got rid of the IG-11 robot, and they have Clint Eastwood. I mean, excuse me, IG-12, or they call him IG-11 or 12. He's been reprogrammed and fixed now. He's not going to kill everyone, and he's going to help protect the town. But this plus this planet, you think they'd have just more than just Mando and one robot too? It's like the pirates come. Hey, Tom is here. How's it going, Tom?
Tom, what's up, dude? Hey, man, how's it going, buddy? We should get Tom to come in there and talk about Congo one of his nights. Congo actually came up, Tom. As soon as we mentioned Congo, I said, got to talk to Tom about that. Hey, Jonah Hex.
Yeah, Jonah Hex, yep. Yeah, he says, no, it's bad. I was way more forgiving Mandalorian than most people on YouTube for season 1 and 2. Despite being angry with Gina, monitored season 3 curiosity and was truly mediocre. Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
I can see that, but it wasn't. It ends up here. It's got the cuteness here with, yeah. I was mentioning Congo because we were talking about. I watched the Adam Driver series movie 65 tonight, or I didn't finish watching it, but they have all this high-tech gear. I'm like, that reminds me of the scene from Congo where they're camping and they put all the automatic machine guns out, the apes are attacking, whoever's attacking. It's been so long since I saw that movie in the movie theater. That was a stinker. God, didn't they get attacked by hippopotamuses in that movie too, going across the water in their rafts or something?
Hippopotamuses are the most dangerous animals on earth. Don't kid yourself.
Are. Right, Hunger hippos. Yeah.
I mean, next to the host of The View, anyway.
Same thing, Claudia.
And they're better looking than the host.
Mark, don't you think that would have been a pretty good ending to the series for a pretty mediocre series, like having it in there, kind of like like the end of The Searchers, and it just kind of stands outside the door for a second and walks off into the dust.
Oh, like this scene here? Yeah,
Grogu's floating a little frog, and then you just end it, man. The series is over.
Grogu should have eaten the frog. That was the problem. Grogu should have eaten that damn frog. I was waiting for that. Yeah,
that frog's nobody's baby. He's not going to eat that.
That was the problem.
Hey, buddy.
That was a definite problem. Yeah. So yeah, it
Ew.
was,
TIE
What the
bomber.
Monkey Jeebus wrote? I forgot that. Yeah.
yeah. Darn dirty apes. Yep. Right.
TIE bomber. Anyway, sorry.
Well, the TIE bombers are cool, right? I mean, you
I
got
like
the
TIE
I know, well,
bombers, dude.
I know. At least they keep it close enough. They probably were fit in that time frame, but it's kind of weird looking at. Those look like you got those, but you got Star Destroyers. If I look at it correctly, they look like they're more from the Clone Wars and not the Imperial days. But there's no telling. There's probably some old ships around. So just
And it looks like for sure Gus Fring in space is definitely gone, right? He got pretty much, yeah.
Who?
The bad guy. He played Gus Fring on Breaking Bad. I can't think of his name.
Yeah. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, the guy that was making clones of himself. Yeah, him.
Right. Yeah. This bad guy in this season that I can't even remember his name of anymore. It was in the second season.
Yeah, he's a good actor, man. He was great in Homicide.
Giancarlo or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom, I just say a link. No, I know you're always super busy, but if you want to pop in and say hi for a few seconds.
I agree with you, Tom.
No worries
I only
if you
watched
can't.
the last I only watched the last episode just so I could talk tonight about it. But it was not good. You were right. Crap's a good word.
Indeed, Tom. Tom is streams more than anybody, but
yeah.
love
So
to
I
have
know.
him pop
Yeah.
in.
But
I would love to pop in, but I know he's a
don't
busy
feel
man.
obligated. Yeah, don't feel obligated. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like this is the artwork after the end credits is gorgeous. I mean, that's just so cool. Yeah. And I've actually printed some of these out. I downloaded them and was printing some of them. I have a nice big 13 by 19 photo printer. So I printed a few of these. That's gorgeous artwork. That's cool.
That's the artwork from the end credits. Or no?
Yeah. Oh, Tom. Twitter. I just sent you the DM.
He sent you one on Twitter, Tom.
Yeah. So yeah,
click on stop that.
Click on strange links all the time. Yeah.
You stop that, Jonah Hex. Oh, shite.
But that is gorgeous there. Yeah, that's and who doesn't want to wear a jetpack and go fight like the Rocketeer, right? I mean,
I never thought you could. If you told me that I would watch something Star Wars or whatever with a bunch of dudes on jetpacks, in a big fight with other spaceships and shit, it was a time when that would excite the hell out of me. I'm like, no, man, I'm in. I would like to watch something like that. Whatever it is, I'm game. You got me. And now I'm watching this because it's on a so-called Star Wars show. And I'm like, when is this over? Is this almost over? And it's well done, but the effects are good. It looks good.
Yeah.
Good, and I'm still watching like, wait a minute. In fact, I actually started thinking about I'm like, wow, I'm seeing cool scenes of people flying around on jetpacks, fighting and shooting and doing a shoot 'em up, and I don't care. What is wrong with me? Now I know it's not.
Just don't care.
No, it's not because I'm mature. That's never happening. I mean, if I were seeing that like with cool superheroes that I like or something, I think it's because it's the Star Wars brand and they busted my ass. I think Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi broke me to the point now where there's nothing they can do, especially since we know all roads lead to the sequel trash. So combine that knowledge with what they've done over the past couple of years, and I'm like, I see this stuff, and I'm like, I can't even get interested in it whatsoever. It's just like, I mean, that's as cool as it gets with people flying, a bunch of Mandalorians flying around on jetpacks, and just don't care. I mean, granted, when it comes to Star Wars, the coolest is like, Jedi's flying around with lightsabers, and they can do that now, and I won't care. And I just like,
I don't care. I gave up on flying with that stupid movie with the line, they fly now?
They fly now?
Yeah.
Now everybody flies now.
They could always fly.
Yeah, certain types of troopers. Yeah, it's like what?
Sure. Mandalorians, yeah.
Well, yeah, but the stormtroopers and what was it? Was it Rise of Skywalker or was it Last Jedi? I don't remember. But anyway,
I got to tell you, whatever the fuel they use in those things are amazing because obviously you never have to refuel them.
No, you don't.
But the one
Star Wars.
the one time they ran out of fuel was in that episode where the Foundland episode we were talking about. Oh, here we go. Here's Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hail,
What's up?
Tom.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right, good to see you, dude.
Hey,
All right.
welcome.
We're doing good. Welcome. Yeah, thank you.
I know most of you guys here. I think who haven't
No,
met yet.
I'm the only newbie to you. Yeah,
I
I'm
know
a
of you.
guy.
I've seen you in the chat.
Oh, really? Hey, good. Well,
But
nice to meet you, Tom.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I've
I'm
seen
pretty
you
sure
around for a few years
Yeah,
too, in other chats.
yeah, and Pat, I think we've been on at least once before.
Yeah, we have been.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, man, I like the new show on Saturday. You're doing every other Saturday with Gary, dude. That was pretty hip yesterday.
Oh,
of course.
cool, thanks.
Of course, who doesn't like Beverly Hills Cop? So, but it was good.
I better never meet anybody that doesn't like Beverly Hills Cop.
Six did not like it. She tried watching it and she just couldn't get
Six,
into
how
it.
could you do that to me?
Yeah,
She didn't like Beverly Hills Cop?
It's what her bag.
Oh.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just kidding. But I mean, I do love that movie. Especially the first one.
That's a fun movie. Yeah, no, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
My favorite banana scene of all time in any movie, right? I mean,
Banana in the tailpipe. Man,
love
you
it.
gotta say it like this. I ain't gonna fall for no banana, no tailpipe. See, it comes out
Dang,
again
my too long. Oh my god, man! I must have went to see it 8, 10 times in 1984.
I'm not surprised, man. It's the biggest movie of '84, and considering all the other stuff that came out that year, that is no small feat.
Oh, good lord!
Wow.
I mean, you had Ghostbusters, you had the Temple of Doom, Star Trek
Gremlins,
4,
Star
Gremlins,
Trek. Yeah.
and of course the one that got shown the least. It was one of my favorites, Buckaroo Banzai. '84 was gigantic.
hey, is that sequel out yet to Buckaroo Banzai, which they promised
start
at
with
the end
me.
of the movie?
They were gonna actually do something with that, and then there was some argument over the rights, I guess. But we got saved, I think, because Kevin Smith was going to be the showrunner on that. So
I remember, a while back they were going to plan that show, and I'm like, if Kevin Smith does a Buckaroo Banzai show, I'm going to take a hostage, man.
Oh, they were going to do something modern-y? Oh, God, yeah.
I believe it was going to pick up where the movie. Well, it was going to be like years later, but I
Years
think he
later.
was planning to get whatever's left of the cast. But like I said, I got so far, and then some argument over the rights ended up getting in the way. Thankfully, I guess.
God.
Thank God.
I'm glad he didn't get his meat hooks into Fletch or Buckaroo Banzai. Thank you. It sucks.
There would have been a time where I would have loved to have seen a Ryan Reynolds or Jason Lee starring Fletch from Kevin Smith. And I mean, Kevin was a fan of the books, but he also was a fan of the films. And I mean, because he went to bat for Chevy Chase, that's what ended the whole thing anyway. But
yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved
I
to have
did like
seen
that
a
new
Fletch one
Fletch.
with Ryan or Jason. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, so no, it was just Clever Times. I both like that new Fletch movie, which hewed a little bit closer to the books. What was it
It
called?
was good. Confess Fletch. It was on the second book because they couldn't. In fact, I heard someone interviewed the authors, somebody when the author's dead, but I mean, someone said they couldn't get the rights to the first book anyway, and it did adapt a lot of the second book fairly well. It was because that's one of my favorite. I think that's my favorite Fletch book, Confess Fletch. They changed some characters, they changed some things in it, but it adapted it fairly well. But yeah, it's the second Fletch book actually it adapts. The second one.
I love the second Beverly Hills Cop as well. That's got some good lines in it.
Do you really?
Sorry, guys, I dropped out for my interwebs went for a second. I don't know.
You're back now.
Don't say it for me, man. Don't say it for me. I got pigtails.
Well, I'm the odd one though. I actually
Who's
like
up?
Beverly
Who's got
Hills Cop
killed?
3, the
That's
one
all
in the
right.
theme park. So I love the third.
I don't
one.
hate it.
I don't hate it either.
And in retrospect, I know it was happening. Like, if you've heard any of the interviews, John Landis has said flat out, like, because at that time Eddie Murphy was trying to change his image. He wanted to go more serious, and he was already getting his ambitions with trying to win an Oscar. So basically, John Landis was told by the studio, Eddie doesn't want to be funny, so do what you can to try and make Eddie Murphy funny.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and Eddie just was like totally not on board with this movie to begin with. It sounded like yeah, he made it a living hell from what I had heard. And he also and that was the thing is the relationship between him and Landis was already strained. Clobby might know this, or Mark might too, because he had talked some shit about Landis on Arsenio Hall. Basically, he said there's more of a chance of those two of Vic Morrow and him working together than there is of him.
Holy crap!
Yeah, That's almost exactly word for word what he said.
Oh,
And yeah, because they had
We should
gotten into
explain
an
that
argument.
Vic Morrow was the Twilight actor that got
Correct,
killed during
yes.
the film of the
Killed
Twilight
by
Zone movie.
He had
played
two
John
children,
Landis
yes. Yeah.
Because him and Eddie got into a huge fight, I guess, during the making of Coming to America that even got to fisticuffs at one point.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So they were like, they got, at least they worked it out enough to where they could finish the film. Then after that, Eddie's like, yeah, I'll never work with that fucker again, kind of thing.
Wow.
And I don't know what the fight was about. Couldn't tell you to this day. I've tried to find out, but like, yeah. And then as soon as he said that, that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. That even caused a riff between all the Ghostbuster guys, because it's in our documentary. That was one thing that's, I don't think, in the Netflix documentary, because that I got from a book where basically when after Eddie did that, Bill Murray said that was a shitty thing to do, and Dan Aykroyd stuck up for Eddie. I guess it was the other way around. I can't remember. Or, no, I think it was vice versa. I think Dan actually stuck up for Landis. And Bill said, no, Eddie was right, I think is what it was. I can't remember which. It was one way or the other. And they got into a fight, and then like a bunch of the other guys took sides. And I guess that kind of was the kernel of the rift between him and Harold Ramis as well.
Right.
Because I guess Ramis sided with Aykroyd, and that did not sit well with Murray.
Wow.
I can't remember which side each chose. I'd have to go back and check our video. It's in there.
Tom,
But
wasn't didn't Eddie and Dan Aykroyd become pretty good buddies even and say that
well, they
way
were all
after?
good friends, and that's the thing is Aykroyd was kind of stuck in the middle,
because they had done that movie together and all. So
Trading Places was directed by John Landis,
right?
Yeah, so like all three of them. So he was kind of stuck in the middle, and I think Bill agreed with Eddie. I think that was the case. Is Bill agreed with Eddie, and then something or other, and then so I can't remember exactly. I got to go back and check, but don't quote me. But yeah, the whole deal on Arsenio is what set it all off. Yeah.
And we saw what happened with the new Coming to America movie, how horrible that was.
It was just like a greatest hits record. It was horrible. But it was one of those it was one of those greatest hits records that you buy getting tricked at the record store. You don't pay attention, and you realize when you get home, you're like, this don't sound right. And then you look at the bottom of the record and you're like, re-recorded by the original artist. It's like, oh, they're all re-records. Shit. Wow.
Damn.
Because a lot of that stuff is the same outside of Leslie Jones or whatever her name is, and she just comes in and screams through most of the movie. I mean, and the whole setup was horrible. I mean, and they had an out. I wish they had took it. Like, I was like, why don't they just set it up to where like she's playing that's his kid, but it's really Arsenio Hall's kid or something like that. It would have made more sense.
Yeah. That's why I hope they don't pull that shit with this next Beverly Hills Cop thing. Does he really have to do that again? Just leave it alone, man.
I'm worried, but I'm.
I don't want
also,
him to try.
It's kind of like one of those things where they want to try and make up for the third one. They did a pilot for a TV show that never aired that Eddie was a producer on and was in, but it was about his kid, his son. Yeah. But now this movie, he's got a daughter instead. And of course, he's an estranged father, and the whole story gets kicked off that his daughter's boyfriend or husband gets kidnapped, and it's supposed to have all the original cast returning for at least cameos and bits, but yeah, we'll see how it works out. Because Netflix actually bought the rights for Beverly Hills Cop 4 and 5.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! Wow,
that's gonna.
Yeah, so they're hoping that 4 is a big hit, so they can do part 5 as well.
That I'll watch. I won't be able to. I do not watch that Coming to America thing, but I would not be able to stop myself from watching that. It's just like when they do the Lethal Weapon. Let's hope they don't really do that.
I had high hopes for Coming to America because that came right off of Dolomite, and Dolomite was probably his best movie in a while.
Gonna be good.
You're
hoping it's good. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, while we've got you, I've got something that I found in my archives. I don't know if you've seen it. And Clyburn Times we got to show Tom this.
You got to see. Yeah, we saw this the other day.
I might have
seen this.
Look at that.
I thought about you, Tom. You got to see this.
Look at all those great products. Oh my!
I love seeing.
Okay, so this is third or fourth wave Ghostbusters.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably have some of these. I'm recommending.
Fright Features would have been second wave, so yeah, I think that's third wave right there. Yep. Oh yeah, I had a lot of these. Oh yeah, back in the day.
He's got he's got a million catalogs.
This was one thing I loved about the Ghostbusters. They did the old classic they did their versions of Dracula, Frankenstein, the
Yeah.
Wolfman, Mummy.
Yes.
That was
Nice.
great. They got a zombie. Some of
Yeah,
their
those
other
are
ghosts
fun.
were kind of shitty, but like those were cool ones.
Yeah, these
Slimer
were
was always
good.
a tough one to find.
Oh, yeah. You still have a lot of these?
I don't have the originals anymore, sadly. I lost all my stuff from when I was a kid.
Oh shit! Yeah.
13 back.
That's a bummer.
Because I had a house fire, but yeah.
We just
Damn.
finished with all of our. Of course, we still need some of the proton beams, but we just finished the whole first run of getting it all back together and everything. We have a really nice firehouse, which was hard to find. That was.
Oh my gosh, that is the. I totally forgot about that Slimer till I just saw that here.
Wow.
The only one I remembered was the rubber one. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, finger pop fiends. Send them flying. Yeah, they all got lost. Yeah, and imagine like today, could you imagine giving a kid a toilet?
I got
bowl
the
for
toilet. I got the toilet over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Look how cool that is. But like, could you imagine getting that as a toy today? Right. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I had that. I had the original ghost trap that I had as a kid. Yep.
That is
Nice.
cool.
And I had the
That's so
original,
cool.
the backpack, where I had the
That's so
full
nice,
backpack and the
Man, when
These are fun
'94,
toys, yeah.
when the movie came out first, we wanted anything we could get. There was no merch at all. We were like, damn, we want as fans. We want.
I wish I had a firehouse as a
None.
kid. I only knew one kid that had the firehouse as a kid,
Wow.
and he was so cool because he had the
I
fucking
think Michael has
firehouse.
that one.
Sorry for the language. I don't know if I'm allowed that.
No, you're allowed. Yeah, we're after hours there.
I think Michael Retroblasting has that.
Oh, I'm
has
sure
the
he
firehouse.
does. There's a proton pack.
Michael
That's what I had
definitely
right there.
does. Yeah, I saw his
That's
video.
a cool toy. Yeah.
And then, of course, the ectomobile that I did have.
Yep, with
Nice.
the claw.
Yep. And I got one of those sitting behind me right now, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
I rebought all the ones that kind of like those are the ones that were probably some of the more faithful ones. I mean, they weren't exact, but they're pretty close.
The Ecto
On Mike,
2
if you want to
started
put up any of the chat, Clever, put up any. I'm away at my desk. If you want
I
to
got
put up any
you.
of the chats, so
No,
yeah.
those were
for you.
great fit. Like the RoboCop was
Yeah.
awesome, man. Like, because you know what was really cool is his helmet came off, and it had the
Yep.
caps, so you could put the roll of caps in the back. So you go plop 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 plop.
I
didn't
have
buy
that
any of
actually.
the other guys,
I should have. I have that. I found it finally. You know, because I got so many darn action figures and boxes. So I found RoboCop. I can't find his helmet yet.
That's
So
right.
it's gotta
I've
be
got
in that
one
house.
somewhere that I bought from a friend, but of course I had it when I was a kid too. But yeah,
And in case
Yeah.
I don't think
anybody's
I have the
wondering,
gun though.
why are there action figures based on a rated R movie where a guy gets his arm shot off? That was the cartoon characters.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
There was actually 2 cartoons of RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course,
Nice.
each figure sold separately features rapid repeat, cat firing. Comes with 2 rolls of
1988.
RoboCaps.
Yeah, back when kids could have small explosives.
In 1986, you could blow that shit up.
You could make some explosives out of that shit if you're smart enough.
Blew
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit up.
We used to come up with some shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's even
I remember-
more. Oh, and 209. That was
Yeah,
a
209.
badass toy, man.
There you go.
Oh, now that was a
Available in
toy.
1989.
I still have that. I've got to
Yeah.
find out which box it's in.
That was
but
one of
I
the closer.
did-
Like when we were kids, we were
That was
lucky if we
great
got
toy.
stuff that looked like the movie. That one was so good.
Hey,
That
Mark, isn't that
Love it.
little vehicle you ride playing Fortnite?
Yep, that's at 209.
Okay,
And I don't know
that's
where
it.
this. And I was an adult at this, so I was buying these just because they were cool as an adult. You know, it's like I got to have Ed 209. Are they calling him Ed 260 here? That's got to be a typo.
I think that's what they
That's
called
just
him in the cartoon. Maybe
Oh,
they might have
okay,
had
maybe it's-
upgrades.
because
Mark-
Ed 209 had killed
Oh, okay.
people.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Mark, you know how you defeat him? Go down or upstairs.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Robo 1.
Hey, Common
Yeah,
Nerd,
these
what's
are
up, buddy? Monkey Jeebus. Good to see you all here.
That's a great character design. Ed 209.
Your
Just
move,
perfect
creep.
contrast.
Dead or alive,
perfect
you're coming
contrast.
with me. Hey, your old toys up past your bedtime, young man. Good to see you.
Yeah, your old toys, Tom, if you don't know, was I think 11
He's
or
in the-
12-year-old
yeah, he's-
toy collector who loves retro toys and
Yeah,
old
and I'm
toys.
just-
So
Always tease him like that. Good to see you, young man. Good to see you.
yeah,
Look at that. Look at that.
so he's got a YouTube channel with some really cool old vintage Star Wars toys. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
building blasters. I don't remember these. Were just blow up buildings. I don't know what this is. Power tower. That didn't go anywhere. But the fun thing was, you buy the toys back in the day, then they'd have the, the catalog, and always save the catalog. Megaforce. Was this that cheesy? That was that cheesy movie with Barry. What was
With Barry Bostwick.
Barry
I don't know
Bostwick,
if it
right?
was
Was
based
this?
on that
You
or not. I
sure
think
that was
so.
it?
Is this
I mean,
Mega?
that was
Is
years
this the
before
same?
this.
I think this is different,
that-
Mark. I think this
Is
is
this a
supposed
different
to be.
Megaforce?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
No,
a
he
modern
might.
Many years.
He
be.
might be right because I do remember they did try to do toys for that. The movie came out in '82.
Yeah, this was like many years later, but you never know.
Did someone goggle that to see what these are? Megaforce toys?
They might be. I'd have to look because I do know they also tried to do the sequel that never came to be, but it doesn't have a copyright of a movie studio on it, does it? It just says copyright.
Copyright
Kenner.
Yeah, so it might be one of their.
Could be. They probably have a lot of marketing planned, and the movie didn't do very well.
Yeah, I do remember that. Like maybe Kenner did have the rights or something. I don't know.
Because every comic book had Megaforce in it. It was Megaforce, wasn't it? With Barry Bostwick?
It was, yeah, that was what I was.
Yeah, Barry Bostwick.
And Persis Kambata was in it.
Yeah, it was a huge thing, huge promo for that. And then I wonder if that's the same. Well, I guess if the logo, I don't know what the Megaforce logo. If that's
it doesn't
look
look
like the logo.
It's different logo, probably, right?
A little bit different from what I'm seeing here, but
okay.
I remember seeing on the back of all those comic books.
It's kind of a generic name too, Megaforce. So that's
that's
years later. But yeah, that movie that wasn't such a good movie. I don't know if I remember Megaforce, but they tried to bill it as this.
What are they called? Like, what's their names? Is it like Mega this and Mega that?
No,
I'm not. See, the ones I see here look a little different.
The
Thor,
the one that they were doing futuristic weapons and stuff, but I couldn't.
Yeah,
I remember the cartoons and commercials for it.
The toys I'm seeing here, they had Hot Wheels for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, this could be just using the name.
Yeah, if I could see some specific vehicles, I could tell you if they were from.
Probably not, is my guess. Yeah.
So. Are these starting lineup toys? Or this early
Starting
ones?
lineup,
Holy
yeah.
shit!
So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The first. I wonder if it's the first batch.
Still have a bunch of the football.
Oh God, I wonder.
I still have tons of those football figures.
I don't remember what year those started. I want to say 86.
Somewhere up in there. Yeah. If I remember right. I still have tons of them.
But it don't look like there's many there. That might be the first run of them. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what year is this.
Because I want to say like
89.
88.
Oh, okay. It might be a little
89.
later. So I was going to say, I know Babe Ruth and some of those guys were in the earlier runs, but they might have kept redoing them.
That football one looks like Ken O'Brien.
Sure.
Of the Jets. Yep. Ken O'Brien and
John Elway.
No, it's Ken
Mike
O'Brien.
Quick, Jim McMahon. I'm just reading down. Oh, they have a checklist, though. Yeah, you're right. But they have a checklist.
But he's green, so it's got to be O'Brien.
Yeah. But they also have, I guess.
Oh, Lawrence. That's Lawrence Taylor right there. I have that Lawrence Taylor right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
John
John
O'Brien
Elway
versus Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, but then they also have not shown Elway versus Howie Long.
I have both of those too.
Yeah, who's an announcer now, boys and girls? Yeah, Mike Quick, Mike Singletary, McMahon versus Coleman, Herschel Walker versus Dexter Manley. Oh, great players. Yep.
Talk about a walk through memory lane there.
I have that. I think I have
Wade
Howie Long.
Yeah. Ryan Semmer, Vince Coleman. Yeah, and those figures were never that good.
I haven't thought of in years.
And the other football ones.
No, just there. But here's my starting lineup signed by Reggie Jackson.
That looks like one of the later ones. That's really
later
detailed.
one, as much as a detailed one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my nephew was playing Little League, and the coach was the part owner of the Yes Network. So they were the only Little League team, the opposite of the Bad News Bears. They got flown to some of their games on a private jet, and they had Reggie Jackson come to a practice. So I said, Laura, get Reggie to sign this for me. So Reggie Jackson came to their practice. So
wow.
I wish they'd bring his candy bar back.
Oh, I love this candy bar. It was good. Why do you think
Nolan Ryan, holy shit. Robin Yount.
Wow.
Well, Robin's been around, but
yeah. So that's my I got one of my and here I I didn't have this signed yet, but I've got. Oops, and just this is one of the older starting lineups. This is 1997. So
Yeah, that's
Wayne
what
Gretzky.
that's a good way to see the difference in the detail, right? Because there you can see it's very lightly painted, not much detail.
Yep.
Kind of a dumpy look to it compared to the later one. Yeah.
I want an action figure of his wife.
I knew you were going to say that,
She
Pat.
was
Right?
hot.
Yeah. Was she in Gymkata?
Something like that. Yeah, she was like ridiculously gorgeous in some awful 80s movie where she was.
How did Wayne Gretzky end up with such a good-looking wife? I'll never know. Gee. Inconceivable.
Stick control, buddy. Stick control.
Inconceivable.
Was there anything left in the catalog?
Oh
there?
yeah, we're saving the best for last because something I know that we know that you like. So here
Police
we go.
Academy, the series, hooray! I had most of those.
Oh, come on, that is awesome! I didn't even know that existed. How did I miss that?
Yeah, that's what some people were saying. Yeah, they're like
they're not the easiest to find. They're not expensive though. I mean, they're just more difficult to find. And there was a couple of characters that were in less circulation as well. But yeah, I had most of them when I was a kid.
You've lost a lot of these guys too, man.
Sadly, yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
He's one of the only ones that's still with us besides Mahoney and Zed.
I wish that made. Oh, they should have had a figure that did the sound effects they did. That was just so amazing to hear his voice. Yep. Zed has a bobbing head and dropping pants. Comes with a police issue skateboard.
Yeah.
Imagine that as a freaking.
Well, these are actually more based on the animated series, but yeah.
Imagine that for kids these days. Yeah. They're gonna sell something with the pants drop. Yeah.
Well, this is the era of the gross out stuff. Yeah, Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah. Of course, these characters don't look nearly as much like they do the movies because, like I said, it's based on the cartoon. But yeah,
Mr. Sleaze.
The cartoon wasn't all that great either.
Yeah. Didn't last long, did it?
No, like a season, I think.
Squeezed legs and his tie flips up, exposing a gun. Ugly Foo-Foo comes with a cute poodle mask. Yeah, just as long as it's not like the Punisher gun in the transforming Punisher action figure. If anyone remembers that one. Well, that cop car looks cool. Crazy
So
cruiser.
why are you in here? God damn it! Stop that!
Crash cycle vehicle. Flip down training wheels for beginning riders, an ejection seat that launches riders over the handlebars. All Police Academy figures will fit. Yeah. I want an ejection seat on my motorcycle.
What's your name? Jughead. Jughead. My name's Jughead. We used to run with the Archies. My mama's name was Jughead. Sorry, I love the Police Academy.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Well,
The first four are great.
Wallet.
The fifth one's okay, and then they go off the
I haven't seen one of those in so long. It'd be fun to watch them again, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I said the first over and pulling that wallet out. Like, can I see your ID?
Respect my authority. Those are nothing I've ever seen before. Gas Gushers, squirt water gas or tear grass.
Yeah,
wow, that's a new one.
Weird. Those are weird.
I don't remember that one.
That is damn weird. Yeah.
Wow.
Did you buy those back then, Tom, or no?
No, I've never seen those before.
No, I mean, any of the other toys. The Police
the
Academy
toys. Yeah, I had most of the figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I might have had a cop car. I don't remember, but no, I had like Mahoney, Tackleberry, Zed, Larville Jones, all the main ones. I even had what's her face with the boobs too. Leslie Easterbrooks character. I can't think of either. I think she had a figure. I thought she did. Maybe not.
Maybe she was second wave, dude.
Maybe. I don't think I had any of the bad guys though, because they're kind of lame.
Yeah.
I might have the guy with the tie, but I don't remember offhand. That was a long time ago. The galaxy far, far away.
This is funny. Give people speeding tickets. Yeah, give them tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember any of those accessories.
Look at
Yeah.
this.
Okay, you got the police station, which kind of looks like a reworking of the Ghostbusters headquarters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's got to
really
be
does.
Ghostbusters
With
HQ. Yeah.
It does. It looks like they just redid it. It's
look at
what
the
it looks
the
like.
facade. It is. Tom's right. Look at the facade with the double doors. Because I have this,
Yeah.
so yeah. I don't have the police academy one. I have the good. Right. It
Yeah,
is
Police
exactly
Academy
the
never
same
had doors
facade.
like that.
For
that I
sure.
Yeah,
recall.
yeah. Be too easy for the crooks to get out.
Oh, I had Commandant Lassard and what's his face too?
The
God, what
bad
the hell
guy.
is-
The
the captain
the one
Harris.
Harris. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
He's a
don't know
great
if they
guy in
ever-
real life, by the way.
What?
Oh, is he? I
What?
never
Yeah.
mentioned.
The guy that played Rizzo.
G.W.
in Mad
Bailey. G.W.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Real good guy. Comes down to New Orleans a lot, Clobby. He's a good guy.
Still? He's still with us?
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah, he was
He's
on a
old,
show
man.
until like about a year or two ago.
Well, he was on the Jeff Foxworthy show and some other shows too. Yeah.
That old guy. Wow, the bad guy from or the bad whatever their adversary.
Yeah.
From,
Captain
where?
Harris. Yeah.
Wow. I remember a guy that talked like this.
Move it. Move it.
I can't repeat what he said about the dog.
Today.
Yeah, that guy. He's still around, huh? Wow.
God, look at those creepy
Good.
handcuffs for kids. Oh my God.
Get it
I could
handcuffed.
see those used in some S&M role play.
Yeah. Or a nightstick. You give a kid a nightstick these days. Yeah. Surprise crooks with your official police hat. Squeeze the radio and the badge squirts water. Arrest bad guys with a super soft foam nightstick.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
gotta
any
send
of these kind of things. Yeah.
that- Gotta send that to Nick Weiser for Chicago use. Yeah.
For self-defense.
Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of this never made it to stores because I mean I can't imagine it was a very popular line. Like I do remember
Right.
them being on the discount shelves pretty quick.
Yeah, I can't. I never remember seeing these toys in the stores. So. But,
Well,
yeah,
it didn't
it's
help that they started doing the Police Academy stuff at the end of its line. Like 89 was the year Part 5 came out, just for instance. Right?
Oh,
Like
okay, so it's
Gutenberg had already left. Bobcat had already left. So like, yeah, it was kind of on its last
on
gasp
its way
anyway.
out. Yeah.
Actually, no, now that I think about it, 88 might have been 5. 89 might have been the year 6 came out. Holy shit, I think that's
Wow.
the case now that I think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, by that time it already been 2 movies without those guys and shit. Like, yeah.
Well, and even the original was not really a kid-friendly movie. I mean, it was
No.
really racy
Yeah.
for the 80s, so you wouldn't have expected the first one to have a toy line. Now,
Well,
you
what
know,
they
'cause-
found out was that kids liked it on video.
Mhm.
So the second one was PG-13, and then by the third one it was just straight PG. Yeah,
Right.
that one was more for kids. Absolutely.
We got a 5-minute penalty coming here. Let's
What?
go Devils.
Uh-uh.
There's no "Let's go Devils" stuff allowed in my chat here. This
Oh.
is Rangers, strictly Rangers only here.
Well, you're up
Come
to
on.
one.
You
We're not
biased.
we're not gonna have start a fight here. I hope, right? 5.
Oh, she's a Devil Rays fan, in other words.
Oh no!
New Jersey Devils
Oh
hockey.
no!
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
let's go. Where's my
No, sir.
Rangers avatar? I gotta get my Rangers avatar right.
That got Mark's attention.
Yeah. Like, what's going on here? It's not allowed yet.
Whoa.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I know we're close to
Hockey.
the end, but I
Yep.
was wondering, you know how I am with action figures? Have you seen the Cesar Romero Joker figure yet?
Is
That
it
thing
the
if you
Todd McFarlane one, or is
If
it?
you could pull it up, have you seen a collab?
Yeah.
It's
Ooh.
incredible. It's even got
few
the
of 'em.
mustache with the makeup on it. I mean, it's really sharp.
There are a lot of good ones lately that are of that line. I don't know. If
I
McFarlane
just
did
saw.
one or what.
I just got an email for it about 2.5 hours ago. So
It's a brand new figure, or it's.
it must be, unless my friend sent me an old figure.
They've done a lot of
But
figures recently from Batman '66 of various types. So there's so many. It's a rabbit hole. I couldn't go down. But I got one a couple years back that had both of them climbing up the wall, and have to be settled for that one.
Were you Cesar
I'm
Romero
pulling
fan,
it up.
Clobby, of his Joker? Did you
Oh,
like?
of course. I mean,
Okay.
Batman '66 is.
I know you
Well,
like.
we're all
Yeah,
here.
I know you like. Yeah, the car and everything. I thought it was just a really awesome figure. It's probably like $100 too. I'm sure.
What?
Because it's sizable, dude. It looks like a 12-inch from what I saw.
okay.
I could
Oh,
be
there you go.
mistaken, but
Was that a
I mean,
special edition, or is it? Here, I got the McFarlane website. Let me share my screen here.
McFarlane usually sucks. He pisses me off too much.
yeah.
That's all
He's
dumb
hit or miss.
shit. So, oh, okay.
No, that's not it, dude. This one's much more detailed.
Oh, so it's got different manufacturer then.
Yeah.
Is it it's not a Hot Toys, is it, or is it? I think I saw something rough about that.
It could have been.
Maybe it's a Hot Toys if you find
I'll pull it up
yeah.
and send it in the chat for next week.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty special to make me break my rule. There we go.
But before we get out of here,
pretty beautiful.
Since we had mentioned 1984, what a good year it was. This is my junior year in
man, I was in the
high
movie
school.
theater a lot.
So this is I don't know if this is ranked by popularity. But we'll just do A to Z. I guess A to Z would be the way to do it. But Police Academy's number 1. Yeah. Well, here I'll do popularity.
Okay, I didn't go see that one.
There. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. I was there opening night for that movie.
Yeah.
One of the best theater experiences ever. Yep.
Yep.
Lamentations of the
Conan the Destroyer. Once upon a time in America. Terminator.
Right.
Even went to see Dune.
Dune. I still have the handouts.
Wow.
I still have the handouts from that movie when you went to see Dune, and I've tweeted them out. They had 2 pages of terms to explain the movie. Yep.
Actually, if you can scan those, Andre would probably love to see that. I don't know.
I'll send them to you. I do have them scanned.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he needs them, I'll. They're on my Twitter feed, but yeah, I'll tweet them to you anyway.
In my opinion,
they're amazing to watch. Yeah.
The best one of the year, right here. Ghostbusters has to be the best of an unbelievable year. What a great year, man! Good Lord.
But while we have that up,
get those nerds! Nerds! What?
Nerds.
Nerds. Yeah.
I'm sure that's been on the Toxic Show on Tuesdays. Good Lord.
I believe
couldn't make that today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Disney has kind of erased that from video on demand.
Really?
You can't buy. You can only buy the old Blu-rays now. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I got them.
They're not like expensive, thankfully, but.
Yikes.
I got
Wait,
them.
are you saying? Are you talking about that particular scene or
the movie?
The movie
itself.
The whole movie.
You can get 2, 3, and 4, but you can't buy the first one.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, that's why my wife has gone. We've gone into the thing about buying the physical media. She's got almost 3,000 DVDs where we've been buying them up from thrift stores, like 5 for $3.99 and stuff like that, because we both agreed to spend the money on the physical movie, especially the older stuff that we like that quote is more quote problematic now. That that the studios either on streaming they can change the movie or like make it not available. You don't really own it in a streaming situation. So we've taken the approach of buying the physical media as much as we can find it, and sometimes 2 or 3 copies, just either spares or for whatever else. Not paying full price, of course. You can buy, like I said, she's got about 3,000 discs that she's cataloging still right now, and you can shop for it out there. You just find what you can.
Yeah, luckily Fox put it on disc a lot, so it's still available quite readily.
Yeah,
that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can get it at least. Yep. And then actually one of my good buddies, Chris, his dad was the second. What was he? Second unit on this one. Let's see if I get.
I remember you saying that when we were doing the.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his name here, and he worked on. He worked on he was second unit director on The Exorcist.
Oh wow!
And I was teasing my friend. I'm like, Chris, do you still have any of those pies left? I want the pies.
Here's why.
I want the pies. Yeah.
Does he know Curtis Armstrong? Can he get him to sign my Dan versus DVD set?
Yeah. Where did they list the directed by? Let's see. Let's see. That should be the. Yeah, but he wasn't the director, but he was on second.
Was he second unit?
Second unit, I think.
If you're looking at the full cast, it'd be way at the bottom underneath the cast.
Way at the bottom, right? Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who's in the second unit, and producers and all that business.
Yeah.
Alpha, these are all the actors. Yeah, he should be. He used to show up on here.
Keep going.
Produced by, let's see. No, it should be Donnelly. Let's see. Cinematography, casting. Oh, here we go. Terrence, here we go. Second unit director. Yep. First assistant. Yeah. So that's my buddy's dad.
You just doxed his dad, but yeah.
Well, he doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, he worked on the French. Oh, so he knows Friedkin.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, William's awesome.
Yep. So that's my Kevin Bacon connection to the Exorcist. that I can't watch the damn movie because it scares me. And thankfully, I don't have
it's one of my favorites.
six. Yeah, because it's so well done. That's why it's so scary. But thankfully, I don't have.
But you like Trilogy of Terror, so.
Oh yeah. I don't have 666 subs anymore.
7.8.
Amadeus.
How was Ghostbusters a 7 point, not a 10?
I don't know.
I don't know. People probably downvoted it during the remake.
Ghostbusters, we're ready to believe you.
And this is one of my other favorites.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No job is too big. No fee is too big.
Love it.
And then
it was fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by Dickless here.
Is this true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
I actually got a detention in elementary school because my friend and I were doing that line, and a teacher heard us on lunchtime.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. So Amadeus, and again, that was big. I mean, that's
a great movie too.
One of the few things I didn't go see in 1984, but Karate Kid. You don't want to know what happened to me with that one.
Oh, I love the
Karate Kid. Another good one, man. What a year, dude. Good
yeah,
Lord.
wow, that's another problematic movie now, but
yes, very. But
with Dong, yep.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh my goodness.
Never-ending Story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Still going.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
With Johnny Depp's first movie.
Unreal. Yeah.
Footloose.
Everybody cut. Everybody cut.
In 1984, we didn't really get that around here till 1985. But go ahead.
Yeah. My other 6th degree, one of my friends went to school with Kevin Bacon, and her husband's also first name is Mark with a C. So she kept emailing me emails by accident. Unfortunately, none of them were too personal, but I'm like, what's the person's name? But then one of them she emailed me was with Kevin Bacon back and forth. So I'm like, I have Kevin Bacon's email address, but I will never release it, of course. So I'm like, should I email Kevin Bacon?
Right.
It's like, how did you get my email? Even yeah.
Well, he's so busy with the Avengers, you know. So
yeah.
Cannonball Run 2, Electric Boogaloo. Even I didn't go see that.
Oh, we know Tom likes this one, right?
Tom went to see this one.
One of my favorites.
Yep.
Body Double, that's a good one too.
Well, Brian De Palma film, yeah. Melanie Griffith, wow, yeah.
That are hottest.
Paris, Texas. I don't remember that one.
That's too Siskel and Ebert for me. That's eyebrow stuff.
Spinal.
You didn't have Harry Dean. You didn't have Harry Dean Stanton was in that pair. Yep, Spinal Tap. What an unbelievable year, man.
Yeah, one of the greatest.
Well, maybe if you did it in doubly.
Albert Payun, boys. Ugh, that dude really.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like Albert?
He didn't. No, I was thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking. I always get that name confused with because he didn't direct that stupid Captain America movie, did he?
Yes.
That's why I hate him. Okay, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder? These go to
11.
Yeah, I mean, one of the all-time great movies.
Can you tell I've seen it enough times? I know the timing.
You know the timing.
I mean, I might have been a little off because of the delay, but like I said it at the same time he did.
Like Tom Payun, that is the guy that directed it. Matt Songs of Captain America.
Yes, but he's also directed some cool shit.
Wow,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, though. Anyway,
yeah, he's directed some good stuff, and he's directed some bad stuff. I'll give you that. But he just recently passed away. Yeah.
I got you. Nothing. God bless.
Top Secret. We got to do this on Toxic Tuesday. This is a great.
Top Secret.
Great Val Kilmer.
Abrams and Zucker.
I must have lived at the theater.
Red Dawn. I mean, how good Red Dawn was.
The first PG-13 movie released. Yeah.
Romantic Stone was greatness by some
great movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Children of the
Kathleen
Corn.
Turner.
Yeah.
She was so hot back. Good horror movie. Yeah. I know you don't like horror. Still a good movie.
That's also Kathleen Turner, Crimes of Passion. That's a weirdo movie, though.
Yeah.
Ken Russell was a nut job.
It's just fucked up how many of these lived on though, compared to some years. Look at Splash.
But if you see Crimes of Passion, they don't show that anymore.
Not really, but I'm sorry.
Well, this movie Splash saved Disney. The stock was tanking at the time.
Technically, it was one of the movies that saved them. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember reading about it at the time. My mom and my dad always loved Disney, and and Walt Disney and all the innovations he had, and like, should we buy Disney stock? It's really I remember hearing my parents at the dinner table.
Oh, I
say,
bet
"Should we
you
buy
wish
some
you
Disney
should have,
stock?"
because by the
Yeah.
time Little Mermaid came out, you guys probably
was
would have
way
been
up.
rich.
Yeah.
Yep.
Streets
Streets
of Fire. That was a
the
weird
bomb.
movie. William
That was the
Dafoe
bomb.
and
Walter Hill, though.
Yeah.
Michael Parr.
Walter Hill.
I just
Last
watched that not too
Starfighter.
long ago. Last
I
Starfighter,
love
yeah,
the
Toxic
Last Starfighter.
Avenger.
Starfighter.
Oh.
Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
This movie was Nausicaa was a good movie. It was animated.
Yeah.
Blood Simple is one of the early
Coen
indie
Brothers.
hits. Yeah.
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Another
My
top
Buckaroo.
movie. Yep.
I
This
don't
was a
hate
good movie.
2010.
2010 was
That was
good.
good.
Yeah, I like it.
Bachelor Party was
Oh.
great.
That's
Oh,
a
Bachelor
great
Party.
movie. Whatever
Natural?
happened to the donkey? If
Yeah.
anyone's seen that movie, The
Yeah.
Natural.
Tawny Katan.
Was
Oh
this
yeah,
the
The Natural.
Was this the what?
Corey Feldman
13
one.
Was this the third?
Fourth.
Fourth one. Okay. Yeah.
final chapter. Maybe not. though.
Night of the
The
Comet.
Comet was interesting.
God, that was great.
Night of the Comet. Yes.
The only
Yeah.
way to survive is to go into a tool shed or in a film booth. of a
Michael
movie
and
theater.
Melinda had some of the ladies from that movie on their last Iconicon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Killing Fields, that was
Oh,
Academy
that's a
Award stuff.
fantastically horrible, good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a horrible
Right.
subject, but an amazing
Yes,
movie. Yeah.
disturbing.
Tough,
That
tough
guy
to watch.
actually, the Hang
Nor.
Nor, he won the Oscar that year over Pat Morita.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
People
when they
forget
told me
that
what-
Pat Morita was
it was-
nominated for Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
proceeded to be in nothing else because he was,
Mr. Miyagi.
he doesn't have much. If you look at his IMDb, he's like in 4 or 5 things.
That's
I
your
think.
boy Taylor Hackford against all odds.
You mean
Remember
Hang S. Nor, right? I was say Pat
Yes,
Morita
yes,
was in a
of
lot
course,
of
not
shit.
Pat
Yeah,
Morita,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
I think he passed away pretty young though too.
There's your
I
boy
think so.
Taylor Hackford with this one, Against All Odds. Yeah. you got
Yeah.
That was a
James
good.
Phil
Gibson,
Collins
Batman was
song.
in that.
Johnny
Dangerous
was fun.
with Batman. Oh, I remember
My
that
mom-
movie.
A fun movie.
Yes,
Oh,
Joe
I
Pesca.
I went to the movie theater to see that one.
I went to this one 15 times. Star Trek 3.
Yeah.
7 times a day. Oh yeah, Star Trek
I-
3.
Search for
Yeah.
Spock.
You know,
I have
remember having a
Spock
fight-
glasses.
Tom, they took that song off the movie, right?
On the
Alligator
video,
song?
yes, but they've restored it now for the DVD.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and the DVD actually looks pretty good for a DVD. Not that you care, I know you don't. But yeah, I
Good.
can recommend it. It's only like
Cool.
I think I got it for like $8.
I got to get that. Yeah.
It's pretty cheap. Yeah.
My friends, Dr. McCoy and I have to do this. The rest of you do not.
Yeah.
I love
I remember-
Trek 3, especially stealing the Enterprise scene.
And I remember having an argument with my friends. I wanted to see Star Trek 3 again, and they made me go. They're like, we're going to see Ghostbusters again, but I want to see Star Trek 3 tonight. Like,
It kept doing it alternately.
Kirk, what is Genesis?
Give me Genesis!
What would you want with a progressive rock band most popular in the 80s and 90s? I don't get it.
Johnny, as good as your word. Aye, sir. The more they overthink the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain.
I'm sorry, I'll correct myself. What do you want with a band with a progressive rock band from the late 20th century?
Bolero. Nobody went to.
I have had enough of you!
Sorry.
88 miles per hour.
You didn't see Bolero? Come on, everyone rented
Oh,
Bolero.
yeah.
Hey,
We
John
wanna
Derek
know
fooled
what Bo
me.
did to the Bolero.
You
Hey,
can see
John Derek fooled me into going to see Tarzan. I wasn't going again. Supergirl.
And now there's a
yeah.
movie I
Ooh.
have a bit of a soft spot
Alan
for.
Slater. I like that movie. Yeah.
And Repo Man is total greatness. I love it.
Yeah,
Yes,
Reaper Man's
Repo Man's.
awesome,
I
yeah.
just watched Repo Man about 2 days ago.
We're
Great
still
movie.
going.
Yeah, we're still
Starman.
going.
Starman.
We're gonna be up all night. Starman's
These
another
all.
great
This is one of those years that
good
just like
movies.
The guy
That
from
was
the
weird for
Big
Johnny.
38.
That was weird for John Carpenter, but it was good.
Blame it on Rio. That would
Yeah.
not
Oh,
get
God.
made today.
I
is
believe
not a movie
Starman
with
is
your
his
mom.
highest grossing film, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
$28 million.
Wow.
Yep.
Outside of
I couldn't
Halloween, yeah.
Story of the White
Michael
Stripes.
Caine,
What the
Demi Moore. That was the
Michael
movie that let her
Caine.
get her, and she wanted to get an enhancement after that movie. Allegedly, that was
Company of
impetus.
Wolves. There's another one that's a little lesser known, but still lives on.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, there's more.
There's
No,
more.
all the movies.
I mean,
There's more. The Bounty.
The Bounty.
Bounty,
I
what a
just watched
great
that
movie.
not too long ago. Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
so
I don't think I
good.
ever went to see that. I don't think I ever watched it.
Oh, the Hoots in New Hampshire. That's
Woman
the
in
You
price.
should
Red.
watch that, Mike. You'd like
The Woman in
Bounty.
Red is one of those, another one this year where the soundtrack probably lived on longer than the movie. But yeah, speaking
Yeah.
of soundtracks that lived on longer than the movie,
It's pretty good. Gene
Yeah.
Wilder though. But yeah, Purple Rain. Never heard of it.
Purple
Rain,
Rain, Purple Rain.
Dun,
$68 million that movie made in a goddamn theater in 1984. Look at that shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
That's a lot of
Not
money
bad. That is a lot of money for back then. Yeah,
for a movie like
Con
that.
Club, that was a big flop, wasn't it? If I
Yes.
remember, it was a lot of hype on that movie.
Actually, it did
Didn't
pretty
make-
good. 25.93 is not too shabby.
It wasn't as big of a flop as One from the Heart.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, you guys
That's
got to
a good
remember
one.
for a movie to hit $100 million in 1984 was a big deal.
That was
You guys
amazing.
keep that in
Yeah.
mind. Yeah. Now,
Hey,
here's a movie
McBride.
that flopped but lived on. I just watched
Hey,
that
Tom.
2 weeks ago.
That's a good
Which one?
movie.
Oh, Runaway.
Runaway.
Runaway is
Wait a minute,
good.
Tom, did you see Perils of Gwendolyn?
See which one? Sorry.
That one
The
there.
Perils of Gwendolyn? No, I've never seen that one.
Runaway, non-resident Hong Kong
Tony
Mission.
Kane's in it, dude.
Tony's
She's
in
still
it. I
alive.
just saw that.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Maybe
Yeah,
I've
she's
heard
a
of it
nun?
before.
That's how I think I've
She's
seen it
not-
on cable once. But yeah,
Oh,
Runaway. I
gosh.
went to the theater to see Runaway. It suckled.
Yeah.
I liked Runaway.
Yeah,
It's kind of one of those movies that, you know, what's funky about Runaway is at the time I could see why people wouldn't like it, but I just watched it 2 weeks ago. I'm like, holy
Yeah, I
shit,
probably
this
like it now.
this movie
Yeah.
predicted so much crap.
I probably
They
like
actually
it
even
now.
have drones and all this other stuff and like all this. They even use the
Yep.
term smart, whatever. And I'm like, whoa, is this movie way ahead? That just shows you how
Wow.
much ahead of his time Crichton was in some things.
I haven't watched it in
Yeah.
years. I gotta
I
watch
mean, the
it.
movie is
Why-
kind of a funky idea. It's basically like, you
Yeah.
know, the world's decided to let robots take over all its menial jobs. But once in a while, they'll go batshit crazy. So they have a special police force that goes out to decommission and take down these robots when they do. And they're usually just like, you know, stupid box machines that vacuum and
Yeah,
get, you know, just dumb machines, but they'll end up killing somebody or hurting somebody. And then they got to call in the cops because they're not allowed to like do anything otherwise. It's really messed up. They explain it in the movie, but like Gene Simmons of Kiss
That's right.
is he the
and
bad
Kirstie
guy in that one?
Alley
Yeah,
plays
yeah,
the
he
bad
is.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and spider
Yeah.
robots. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah, the spider robots with the freaking
Yep.
the needles on them.
Yes,
yeah.
that would. Yeah.
I just remember liking it at the time, but it's been years. I gotta watch it again. Yeah.
And the
like
big
Star
thing is
Trek.
Gene Simmons makes bullets that you can program to someone's DNA,
Oh wow.
so it
We might
won't
have
kill
that
anybody
covered.
but that person. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I need to watch that again. I probably.
Well,
like,
it's
remember-
close. We have kind of the reversal. There's actually guns out there now that won't shoot unless you have a fingerprint.
Yeah, they want
That's
to do
true.
that.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Signature gun. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? I'd probably like it unless I went to see it.
It's one of those that aged much better than it was at the time. That's for sure. Because like I was surprised how much I
Yeah.
liked it when I watched it a few weeks ago. And you kind of like get nostalgic when you see, you know, Tom Selleck running around being a badass. You know, just kind of like, yeah, it's kind of that 80s flair to it, you know.
Firestarter sucked though.
Yeah.
You know, well, George C.
Very
Scott was
Firestarter.
embarrassed. George C. Scott was even embarrassing in that movie. Hard
Imagine
Bodies,
Hard
that-
Bodies. Could you imagine making a
Hard
movie
Bodies.
like
Yes,
that?
I
Oh,
was
God.
so disappointed when Hard Bodies lost the Best Picture award. It was so. I mean, I thought that was
Hard Bodies is one of those movies I found in my dad's hiding up in the closet.
Birdie.
Three
And then you
old
put
guys
it in and you're
conversation.
very disappointed because you think it's going to be porn. And it's
Yeah.
like the soft core shit. And you're like,
Yeah, soft
this
guy
is
crap.
lame.
They had a lot of movies, didn't they? No, man, look how
We're
many
still
movies.
going, still going.
Still got a bunch more to go.
Decent movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of these are never getting to some schlock up in here.
Flashpoint.
We are getting to some schlock now, but
Yeah,
I don't know if they're
Dreamscape.
Dreamscape. A lot of people
was-
forget about that
Yeah.
one.
Oh boy, that was a interesting but kind of a weird movie. It was all right.
Oh, and
Swing Shift,
Greystoke.
That was big.
Swing Shift was pretty
Tarzan.
big too, yeah.
Great turn.
Look
Greystoke
at
was
that.
great. I loved it. I mean, they did a good job of
Christopher
that.
Lambert.
Even though what's her name, Annie McDowell was dubbed over by Glenn
I was
Close.
gonna say, didn't they dub her voice? Yeah.
Yeah. Good movie.
Why'd they
though,
dub
good
her voice?
Because
Because she had too much of a southern drawl, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's Bronson. The
Evil that men do.
The evil that
Toxic.
men do.
Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night
That's just like
is
commercial. Oh, Death Wish. That's right.
Is Death Wish, yep. And Teresa Saldana, she was actually a victim of a horrific attack. Was that by a stalker or?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if this is before or after this.
Wasn't
she was
killed?
stabbed
Was she
multiple
murdered
times.
by a stalker?
No, she survived, but then they did a movie.
Yeah, she did. She did
movie.
survive. You're right. She was stabbed though. Yeah.
But I wonder. I don't know if this is before or after that.
It was
that movie.
before this. Maybe this.
Oh,
was
Chud!
Chud.
All
right. All right. Now who knows?
Humanoid
Human
and
underground
dwellers.
Yeah.
Now that's a movie that was a bigger hit. Now this is like, okay, you guys got to also for some historical value here. Like that movie didn't make. I mean, that did okay in the theaters, 4.65 million, considering it probably didn't cost nothing to make. Huge hit on video. This is the era where video was getting huge.
Yes.
Yep.
Huge.
That's right.
So my friends and I would rent movies, and one of my buddies loved horror, so we'd call it a violence fest. So we'd rent like Chud. I first saw Chud. So we're like, violence fest this weekend at Harold's, and we'd rent like 10, 5 movies, or all, cheesy horror movies. And that's where I saw, a bunch of these movies too for the first time. And Chud, I never saw in the movie theater. Like the movie for 10 is Cannibalistic Human Underground Dwellers. It's like, oh my
Shows
god!
in the theater.
Daniel Stern's in it. John Hurd's in it.
No,
yeah, and we'd get like 4 or 5 pizzas. Depending how many, we eat pizza all night and watch movies. Yeah,
I didn't see it until after they referenced.
I went to the theater to see Sheena. Sorry.
Didn't Roger Ebert give that a good rating? And
I don't know. Didn't
Siskel like freaked out on him or something like that?
Thumbs up, way up.
I used to watch
think
him.
so.
I mean, Sheena Queen of the Bedroom. I don't know. I mean, it was just. That's my friends dared me to ask for the ticket at the box office. Sheena Queen of the Bedroom, so I did.
Sure, that movie woke up a lot of young men.
Emmanuel 4. Yeah.
Oh, there are
Philadelphia Experiment. Oh, that's
now here's a very important movie in my life because I could not, for the life of me, remember.
Time travel.
I saw a movie when I was 4 years old in the theater. Couldn't remember what it was, but there was one specific scene that stuck out to me. One day I'm flipping around. I think it was TBS. I'm watching. All of a sudden, the scene happens, and I'm just waiting for the title
credits.
And finally, they go, "Ice Pirates will be right back" on whatever it was. Finally, I'm like, oh my God, I finally know the freaking movie, what it was. Because it was like one of my earliest memories of being in a theater. I could not remember what the movie was, but I remembered the scene where I think it's, what's his face who plays, no, not the Space Herpes scene, but the scene with the guy who plays Hellboy. I can't think of his name now. Ron Perlman, where he gets his hand chopped off or whatever in the force field. And he loses his hand. That scene stuck out to me in my head.
Stuck in your mind, okay.
Yeah, and I couldn't place it for years. And finally, I mean, I was probably 13, 14 years old by the time I figured out. It was good 10 years later or whatever.
You never forgot that scene.
Nope, never forgot that scene. Yep.
And that's a fun movie. That's a fun movie.
It's very fun,
It's a really goofy movie.
This,
What
Up
about
the Creek was
Philadelphia Experiment?
maybe-
You're going too fast.
Up the Creek was maybe one of my favorite movies as a kid. That was Otter and Veer. We're in that movie together after doing
Were they really?
Animal House. And Cheap Trick did the title song for that movie. You've probably heard it before. If I played it for you, you'd be like, I know that song. So
Mark,
they were trying to do like Animal House thing, but yeah, the Philadelphia Experiment.
Oh yeah. Yep. Sorry, yep. Go.
Time travel.
Now, who's
okay? Go
where's
ahead,
Captain
Finn? Go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
No. I was just allowing you to go back and talk about that one.
No, we're good. I just wanted to.
And I just said about Up the Creek is they were trying to go for like an Animal House kind of vibe, and it just didn't work out.
Felt way short.
It had 2 people from Animal House.
That was the whole point. Yeah.
Veer and Otter.
But Philadelphia Experiment, this became a kind of a cult movie years later. It's still kind of a cult. People talk about it.
I don't know if they did a sequel or if it was another movie that was similar name or not. I'm not sure.
I think there might be a sequel. I'm not...
You might be right. Electric Dreams. There's another one with a more famous soundtrack than it
Great
was.
soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah,
it only made 2.9. Oh my gosh! There you go.
Stallone.
Here's a world where a flop could make $21.4 million. It's not really a flop if you look at it. It is just because of how bad it was.
Yeah.
Poor old Sylvester. That slide was on a slide, wasn't he?
Yeah, this was one of his miscalculations. And I wonder if this movie would have done better if they'd released it like 2 or 3 years sooner. Because when this movie finally came out in '84, wasn't the Rhinestone thing kind of at the end of its run by that point?
Rhinestone Cowboy, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
wasn't it Urban Cowboy that was a big fad in the early 80s?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the early point, and then you had, because Dolly was a huge star then, Sly was a huge star then.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was just a miscalculation, but I've seen the movie. I don't know who hasn't seen the movie, but
I don't think I've sent through it. I'm waiting, still waiting. Before this, I'd probably like to watch Stop or My Mom Will Shoot first.
I don't know which one's actually worse, to be honest with you. I'd have to watch them again. This one has some moments, but it's like, it's one of those movies that's not as bad as people present it to be.
I got you.
Yeah.
It just looks terrible.
But it's a dumb idea. It's a really dumb idea. The whole plot of the movie is like she works for this, I can't remember, she's like a singer and she's like struggling, and she makes some bet with some guy that she could turn anybody into a country star overnight or whatever.
That's
so
right.
she
Picks an Italian guy.
but they pick I think they end up picking each other's people.
Nice.
So he ends up picking Sly for her, and they have a scene earlier, of course, where they get into a fight, I think, too, because he's a cab driver. That's right. And it's been like 20 years since I've seen this movie, so please forgive me. But like Drinkenstein is one of the big songs he sings, right? Like, and he actually does the singing. Yes. People have wanted me to get the soundtrack. I'm like, trust me, if I have ever come across this soundtrack, I'd buy it. I've never seen it once, but I would love to, because it has Sylvester Stallone singing rhinestone country music on it. Like,
maybe they could have got his brother to sing for him instead.
Maybe they did.
Hey,
wow. Well, you got to understand, every time I would see a poster of this at a marquee somewhere, I was walking in to see Star Trek again, or Ghostbusters, or Conan, or whatever.
Yeah, you're not saying this, right?
See this.
He did this in between his two biggest Rocky movies.
Wow.
Right between Rocky 3 and 4.
I'm sure he would like to forget this one. Stop him.
And he did Rambo in between Rambo 1 and 2 as well, if you think about it.
He was still big stuff. Yeah, he was still big.
Heck yeah. This is his big... People talk about Over the Top. It's like, this was his movie that he's probably the most embarrassed about of that era.
Even
yeah, but he got to hang out with Dolly Parton, though.
Oscar,
I hope he later, too.
Shoot. Yeah.
Oh, God. That movie's funny just because of the story behind it.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Sylvester Stallone tricked him into doing it.
Tricked him into doing which one?
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, they tricked him into doing it? Which one?
Yeah, because
Oscar or Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Because that was the thing, is they would always get a lot of the same scripts. And I can't remember what movie it was before that they ended up getting into a spat more about, but then Schwarzenegger's like, I'm going to do a funny on Sly. I'm going to tell him, I'm going to say, I'm going to put in my bid for the movie. And he put in a low bid for the movie. And then, of course, they come back to Sly for his bid. And they're like, well, this is what Schwarzenegger said. And if Schwarzenegger's do it, I'll do it for this much. Well, then he went down a little So, of course, because it's this competition thing between those guys at that point. So that was the whole joke, was Schwarzenegger never had any intentions of making the movie. He just wanted to get Sly to sign up for it just to see if he would. Because he knew it was going to be a piece of shit. Oscar, I feel bad for him on. Because John Landis, speaking of him earlier, most people, it wasn't the Twilight Zone. It wasn't Beverly Hills Cop 4 that killed John Landis's, or 3 that killed John Landis's career, believe it or not. It was Oscar, of all movies, that killed his career.
Oscar killed his career.
Most people forget that. It's because Oscar cost so much money and it didn't make a dime. I lost money, obviously, but it was an expensive bomb. Which is sad, because it's actually a pretty decent film, but it's like, I don't know how they spent. I can't remember how much it was at the time, like 60, 70 million on it or something like that. It
made no money, yeah.
This is
early
I gotta
90s, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this movie now. I've never seen it.
I know it's a bad movie. Don't expect it to be good.
No, but just to laugh at it.
It's cheesy. Yeah, just keep that in mind.
You start showing pictures from it eventually.
It's got Dolly. I can see you getting sucked into Dolly.
JT Kirk is telling me to keep going.
That's Dolly in her prime too.
Stop it, JT. Saved your story. I didn't see that.
Yeah, Norman Jewison movie. I don't remember. Oh, Meatballs Part 2.
First one's a really good movie. This one,
well, this one was a movie they just slapped the Meatballs name on. That's why.
Yeah, no Bill Murray.
Wow, Richard Mulligan. They're playing with fire.
It's not even technically a sequel to Meatballs.
No,
Breaking.
Nothing to do with it. Yeah.
There's Breaking. Yay.
It's a movie that helped make canon.
The Pope of Gwyneth Village.
For Breaking, they got action figures?
Yeah.
Oh,
24/7 Fusion Media did a whole video on it. It's pretty funny.
Wow. Look at that gross, though, for that movie that cost, I think it was like $1 million or $500,000 they spent on it.
Wow.
And they shot the sequel like back to back with it, too. They had it ready to go.
And this was a famous artsy fartsy movie, right?
This one
Is that the one where they took his thumb?
Mickey Rourke and Daryl Hannah. And
All of me was good.
Eric Roberts must have been young in that. Holy shit.
All of me was
that wasn't
really fun.
Yeah, they took my thumb.
It was a Carl Reiner movie, yeah.
All of me was
I haven't
really
seen that
fun,
in a long time.
Could they do that today? Oh, Hearst.
So is that kind of like another remake of Heaven Can Wait? From looking at the...
Sounds like it, yeah.
Remember,
a little different of a story.
I'm trying to remember. I just remember going to the theater and liking it. I can't remember the whole thing.
It looks like the same plot, just with a woman instead of a guy.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Or wait, no, she goes into a younger body. Never mind.
Younger body.
Wait a minute.
So it's more of a reversal. Yeah, okay.
Not a transfer. It's not a he to a she or she to a he. Okay.
No. But like in Heaven Can Wait, it's a young guy going to an old body.
Right.
This is So no, it wouldn't be then. Yeah, it's kind of a reversal on it though, in both ways.
Yeah.
Happy Easter. I don't know that.
I don't know about that one, but Jesus, there's one of the best Muppet movies ever. Holy crap!
Yeah, definitely.
Only $25 million.
Oh, that's pretty good for them though.
Ghoulies.
Oh my god, I can't believe Ghoulies made more money at the box office than the Muppets did.
Well, you wondered too, maybe if this overlaps, if it's just 84, like, maybe 84.
Good question, but I don't know if they have I think they have the full gross on those.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what the full gross is.
Ghoulies is fun though. That's one of my favorites.
Sandal Bergman and She.
I don't know that one.
Sheesh. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, Blind Date.
I never saw it.
Oh, that's not the one I'm thinking of, though. Yeah, I was gonna say not the one, but it's got Kirstie Alley in it. Weird.
Wow.
Now, Flamingo Kid is the first movie that was rated PG-13, but got released after Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Never went to see
it. And do you guys, besides Klobby, know what maybe Mark know what movies, I should say plural, are responsible for the PG-13 rating?
Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom.
Airplane.
Well, Temple was one of the answers.
Temple.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Gremlins was the other one.
Oh, Gremlins was the other one?
Yep. Two movies in 84 that came out. The parents griped and bitched about because Gremlins was too violent, and so was Temple of Doom with the heart scene specifically, and the kids getting slapped.
Yeah, Temple of
And since Spielberg directed one and produced the other, he had been lobbying for years for like a PG-14 rating.
14, right? Didn't he want 14? Yeah.
Well, he just said, because I think they have similar to what they are in England. I think it's 15 or something like that over there. But like,
Well, Tom Berenger. I don't know. Oh.
Your City.
Missing in Action. This is a good one.
There you go. Missing in Action. That's one of those weird things. That's actually the second part. They released that first under the. Does anybody know this? How this worked out?
No. What happened?
They made two movies before they released one. They made Missing in Action 1 and 2. They watched them and like, we got a problem. What? First one sucks. Second one's really good. What do? Let's release the second one first, okay? Then we'll release the first one as Missing in Action 2, The Beginning.
Oh my God. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. They brought the gross up on the second crappy movie.
And what's funny is Missing in Action 2 is almost like Rambo 2, so a lot of people accused.
The haircut was made earlier, right?
Although I think it was already shooting by the time the movies came out, but yeah.
Wait a minute, which one came out first?
It's really convoluted. Right? Now listen to how this works. They made two movies back to back before they released any of them. They sat down and watched the first film. Didn't like it very much. But the second film they loved. So they released the second film first as Missing in Action.
This one here. This one here, right?
Yes. And then they released Missing in Action, the first film, as Missing in Action 2, The Beginning. It's a prequel.
Okay.
Because even though it was shot first, they released them in reverse order because the second film was the better of the two.
Wow.
Much smarter than the Bud Light marketing people, obviously.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, a lot more money.
God. The Canon guys were brilliant for years until they started spending too much money on coke and hookers and getting involved with the mob. I mean, that was the problem. Yeah.
I went to the theater to see that with my old dad and brothers.
This was a big
There's one of the most notorious films. I guarantee you it has grossed a
Yes.
hell of a lot more than that. That is bullshit. There's no way that's all that's grossed.
But that was I remember the news. This was all over the news at the time. Parents are pissed off about this movie, and it was just
what had happened
really
was,
controversial.
and it's funny because this has a Wisconsin connection. It was during a Green Bay Packers game. They aired a trailer for Silent Night, Deadly Night. By mistake, I believe it was.
Well, they weren't supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, because they weren't supposed to show the trailer till after 9 p.m. That was the deal they made. And so it aired, and parents freaked the F out because, well, rightfully so. I mean, the movie's about a guy dressed as Santa Claus killing people.
Right.
So you had kids freaking out.
Yeah.
Sad part is, I probably saw this, and I don't remember it.
I don't remember
Because I was
either.
that young. I mean, I'm sure my dad was watching the Packer game.
We rented it.
Like, my dad never missed a Packer game in my entire life. So, like... So, anyhow, so parents freaked out. They called the stations, started local, then it went to the network and moved up and up and up. Well, what happened then was you had parents protesting the movie in Milwaukee outside of the theater.
Wow.
And that got picked up by the national news. And so then other places started getting people picketing. So they were like, fuck it, we've got a hit on our hands. If it wasn't for the fact that the theaters decided to pull the movie, the studio was like, leave it in, let it play. We're making hand over fist. That's why I say that gross, that can't be right. There's got to be more money in there than what they're reporting here. Because then they re-released it again a couple times after that too. This is also the era of the re-release. Yeah, it's pretty nappy. I don't know if I'd want to show much, but
but just if they show you the total gross.
But it is one of the most notorious films in U.S. history. That's for sure.
Yeah, I remember, and then we're talking the church. They were talking about it. They were, it was a big. It was,
Mickey Rooney came out and spoke against it. What's funny is he's in one of the sequels.
He's in one of the sequels, yeah.
Because he made the movie. It wasn't called. I don't think it was called Silent Night, Deadly Night then at that point, but it was just some cheap horror movie that he signed up for, and then ended up becoming called that. But it's just ironic that he was one of the head of the people in Hollywood that wanted to get the movie banned.
Yeah.
The sequel they've covered. I don't know if they've covered the original. Have they covered both? Because the sequel's hilarious. Because the sequel's hilarious mainly because of the garbage day scene, and 90% of the movie is just the first movie recut into the second movie. They only shot like 10 minutes of new footage. I shit you not. I'm not even exaggerating. Tightrope, that's a good one. That's a
good one, right?
Yeah.
That was in New Orleans.
What in New Orleans?
That was in New Orleans, yeah. Yep.
And Cloak and Dagger, there's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Good one.
9,040,000 and Racing to the Moon. I don't remember that.
Jeez, we're still going, and there's still movies that people watch today.
And this is just the top 100. So, all right, let's go. We'll scroll through the next batch real quick, and then we'll get out of here. But let's just see if anyone recognize anyone. Yep.
I think I must have been at the theater every day in that
I remember
year.
that too.
So,
oh my god!
So many movies I thought I saw at the theater.
Trancers came out that year too.
Wow, Tom Thomerson.
Gee, Charlie Band was on a roll that year. Holy shit!
God, yeah.
I'm gonna flip that one quickly. Yep.
Joy of Sex. Oh God, you devil! I actually don't mind the sequels. They're all right.
They're fun.
Not nearly as good as the first one, but
yeah.
There you go.
And they made sure they shot them back to back, so they had them both out in the same year. And then don't forget the third one, Rappin'.
Where the Boys Are.
Oh yeah, well, that's a remake though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this one because it was Bill Murray McLeod, and I went to see this. and walked out about 30 minutes out into it. It was so
that bad.
This movie is the only reason he did Ghostbusters.
We went in to watch all
That
of
was the
me.
deal.
We got to see some of all of me after we watched.
Why did he do Ghostbusters? Because of this movie.
Okay, at that time, Bill Murray was already on this kick of wanting to win an Oscar.
Okay.
He had gone from SNL, done Stripes, didn't really want to keep doing comedies. He wanted to be known as a versatile actor,
serious actor. Yeah.
And Dan said, we really want you to be in this. The studio really wants you to be in this because you guys, for those who may not know, for the few random people that might not know, Bill Murray's character was originally written for, technically, it was written for John Belushi, but when Eddie Murphy also tapped out, a lot of those lines went to Bill Murray. So Bill Murray's character is actually an amalgam of John Belushi and Eddie Murphy's character. And so they gave him all the good comedy lines and the good role, basically, the lead role. So they wanted him in the movie. And Dan said, look, you can get whatever you want out of this. And he's like, well, I don't really want money so much, but I want to do this movie I've been wanting to make. And I think it's a remake, actually, which is weird. The Razor's Edge. And he's like, well, here's what you do. You make that part of your deal. But what Dan and the rest of the crew didn't expect him to do is he went in and made the deal all right, but his deal was he got to shoot the Razor's Edge first. The catch is he had to go to Tibet to fucking shoot it.
Holy crap.
And they didn't know if he was going to show up on time.
Wow.
Because he finished shooting the movie, and then for 2 weeks he went in and edited, and then nobody heard from him. They didn't know where he was necessarily. They hadn't heard from him for a few days. They didn't know if he was going to show up on the set or not. He showed up
cell phones too.
Yeah, he showed up the day of shooting.
Oh my God.
The first day of shooting, and he read the script. He hadn't read the script before that. And actually, I don't think he read the script that day. He didn't read the script till they went to New York. Because he was a pain in the ass when they were in California.
Wow.
But then by the time he went to New York, he finally read the script and realized what they were doing. Because he didn't quite get it, I don't think, and all the stuff they did in California would have been all like the special effects and a lot of that kind of crap. So like, I'm sure one of the first days he was there, he got dumped slime on him and shit, and stuff like that. And, all the ghost stuff in the hotel and the stuff on the building. And then they went to New York to shoot all the exteriors, and they said it was a different Bill Murray when they got to New York. First of all, his energy there is totally different because that's his people.
He loves New York, yeah.
But yeah, he also supposedly read the script finally on the way to New York.
So this is what it's about, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he never read the script, I guess. So.
Tom, did you guys talk about that in one of your videos?
Yes, we have two Ghostbusters videos that kind of cover cover the making of Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, and then we have another one that's just kind of how complicated Bill Murray can be. He's a complicated individual, that's for sure. He's definitely
the poor Razor's Edge. They said that they knew they were in trouble when Bill Murray. I guess I'm not spoiling this for y'all because nobody's seen this movie probably but me. But when he's doing the whole death scene when his brother dies, his name is Montclair, right? So in the book he's French. And he got this big Irishman, and he starts doing a whole thing about, I'm not going to miss him, because he's dead. It's supposed to be this real touching scene, like, you lost this guy during the war. Mm-hmm. He was killed right next to you, and people are laughing in the theater because they thought he was being funny, So,
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people went to this movie expecting a comedy, and they're like, what the hell is this?
What's going on? Yeah. JT Kirk says you can't just fake Tibet. Yeah, well, they didn't have the volume.
Well, knowing Bill, he insisted on it too. That's the thing. And this movie cost a shit ton of money and didn't make nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, $6 million. Yeah. So everyone check out those videos.
Oh, is it 2 weeks? Okay, thank you. Yeah. So I said I know he spent like 2 weeks editing and then he disappeared and they couldn't find him because they could get a hold of him still while he was editing, but he insisted he wanted to finish that first. But yeah. Wildlife, I just saw that not too long ago. That's a good one.
Wow, Razorback.
Chris Penn, yep.
Horror movie.
It's kind of like a quasi sequel to Fast Times at Ridgemont High because it's written by Cameron Crowe.
Wow.
Razorback had a big box office.
And then Razorback, yeah, look at that. Well, it's an Australian movie too, isn't it?
Yeah. Oxford Blues.
Rob Lowe, Alice Sheedy.
Promiscuity, yes.
We'll skip that one. Yeah, Bloodbath at the House of Death.
Oh yeah, that's actually Vincent Price is actually funny in that movie. I've actually seen that.
No Small Affair. John Cryer, Demi Moore. A cute girl's photo ends up in his camera. He later sees the old. Yeah, but back then when you had cameras, right? Takes more photos of her and ends up seeing her again. That's called the internet these days. Yeah.
Ninja 3. My buddy Michael loves that one. I think.
He loves the Ninja
He
Domination
does,
movies.
He has a
Yep.
whole
Yep.
big video on the ninja movies of the 80s. 80s ninjas. He did a whole thing about those. Going through USA.
These are getting to be crazy movies.
Yeah, getting into the ones even I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Year of the Jellyfish.
The Jellyfish. Yeah.
The mascot on the Hudson, Robin Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a famous movie. Yep, yep. Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
What a year, 1984.
But still, it was a great. Yeah, these are all the horror. Yeah, the horror movies. Yeah.
Irreconcilable Dickersons.
Ryan O'Neal. That was a famous movie. Yeah.
Sorcerers. Wow.
David Carradine. Yep. Cut and Run. Oh,
Tank. I actually like.
Yeah, remember that Tank with James Garner? He steals a Was it a Patton tank or Sherman tank? And he's goes on a rampage.
Garner was
Sherman
great in
tank.
that. Yeah. I love James Garner.
Actually, and he's crushing cars. He's crushing cars. Yeah. That was good. The Hills of Eyes Part 3.
That's creepy news.
Alley Cat.
What was Tank rated? Was it PG-13?
Yeah, it must have been.
It was PG. Okay.
PG, just PG. Yeah.
Tank was a good one.
Yeah. Alley Cat.
God, we're still going City Heat. Well, there was another flop.
That was a
flop that made money. I know, right?
Yeah. But those two guys, you think it could have been better, but.
Yeah, the movie sucked, but people went to see it because of that. Yeah,
I went to the movie theater to see it in '84. Sure,
that's what I mean. This is the days before internet. Like, it'd take a while before people realized you had a stinker.
Well, plus the movies were $5. Then you went Friday night. You're going to the movie with your buddies, right? I mean, that's
shit. Even less than that, still in '84, probably. Well, maybe in the cities.
In the cities, yeah, it was Iceman with Timothy Hutton. I remember that.
That's the other movie.
Yeah,
that year, that and Karate Kid, that they had to pay 2 comic book companies, even though they had nothing to do with the superhero property.
Yeah,
to use the title.
I don't know if they ever paid DC. I think they just got permission.
They acknowledged them. I don't think they paid.
I think they gave them acknowledgement. And because I could never find. Because when I did my Karate Kid video, I tried to find an amount, and I think I just an undisclosed amount was the most I could find, and I can't remember anybody ever talking about.
But they didn't get the acknowledgement though. It's in the script.
Yeah, I think that's all they wanted was just the acknowledgement.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but
no, that's probably what it was. Just
back then, I don't think that they were that worried about that kind of shit. Yeah.
Well, remember at that DC was owned.
by
the
River. That one's
owned by.
remember.
DC was owned by Warner. Was owned by Warner Brothers. So
Yeah. Little drummer girl. Now we're getting to some I don't remember so much.
Yeah,
Beat
it's
Street,
obscure
I kinda
stuff.
remember.
Firstborn, I remember that. That had Peter Weller.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you think about it, though, in up to 150 movies, there's still some movies that we
did a
know.
list. I wonder if it's the same.
And let's see what the number one. How much did Police Academy make? Let's see.
Well, the number one movie of the year was Beverly Hills Cop.
That was Beverly Hills Cop. Okay.
In the year, it would have been like if you wanted in the calendar year, it would have been Ghostbusters. I think
Ghostbusters. Okay, yeah. So,
but as far as Beverly Hills
came out in the summer.
I think Beverly Hills Cop came out in December.
A little bit later.
Yeah,
I thought maybe it was a little bit later.
Yeah, because I think it
it
made
was
most
later
of its
in the summer. Maybe. You sure?
I think. I want to say it was
38.
I remember. When
Ghostbusters.
When did Ghostbusters come out?
Ghostbusters came out the same day as Gremlins on June 5th or 6th, and yeah, Beverly Hills Cop didn't get released until December 5th.
Was it December?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yep, but it made all its money, of course, in
85.
85.
I must have went 10 times.
Yeah, it made $316 million in 1984. That's like $1 billion now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I'm not even exaggerating. That is pretty close to $1 billion. I bet.
Ton of money. Yeah, yeah. Well, I love when you got to look at Box Office Mojo adjusted for inflation. That's the way
that's what I was talking about. Like when the whole trial was going on with Amber Heard, her lawyer or agent or whatever, or agent. That's what it was trying to say that Aquaman was the highest grossing movie of all time. I said, not only is it not the highest grossing movie of all time, obviously most people know that, it's not even the highest grossing comic book movie of all time, and that's not even with adjusted gross. And then I adjusted gross, and the number one comic book movies are still like, I think Endgame was still up there pretty high because it made $3 billion or whatever, but like Superman and Batman are still two of the higher grossing of them. Like you had to go all the way down to like 19 or like the 19th, I think it was, or 24th.
Yeah, it's down
highest
there.
it's a grossing comic book movie for Aquaman. It was way down there. Yeah.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, just I know we're gonna get out of
Spider-Man
here.
2 was up there real high, and 3 actually grossed more than 2.
Yeah, it's adjusted for inflation.
Yeah, Superman though, people forget how much money that and Batman made. Batman made a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah, and I think Gone with the Wind is number 1. If you look at
technically by his ticket sales, yes.
Yeah.
See, there's the actual unadjusted.
It was released multiple times.
Or
That's
the
what you got
adjusted,
to look
I mean.
at. Yeah, so
I still can't buy that more
Star
people
Wars.
saw Titanic than Jaws. That's bullshit.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was just a phenomenon. God.
That's true. Agreed.
Yeah, because The Exorcist, because for a while there, Exorcist was the highest grossing, and then Godfather bumped it off, and then Jaws bumped it off, and then where's Godfather? That should be up there higher.
Force Awakens.
Did I skip the Godfather? Let's see.
No, it's not on there. I swear
No,
the
what?
Godfather beat The Exorcist, though. I could be wrong.
Raiders.
Oh, there it is, right there.
25.
Oh, you know
25,
why The Exorcist probably is bumped up?
Re-release
Because of the
probably, right?
re-release. Yep.
Yeah,
2000.
yeah,
I went in 2000.
Because of the version you've never seen.
Oh boy, that was mess. I was such.
And
an idiot
Godfather's
to go
been
to that.
released a few times, but it never got the prestigious release that The Exorcist did.
Yeah.
That got
Black
re-released on
Panther's number
full.
31.
Yeah, on a full kind of like Star Wars movies, but that was already pretty high up there anyway.
Joan Hatch knows Bo Derek.
Wow, lucky guy. Yep.
Nice.
But do you know, Bo?
You know, Bo knows.
What's the first modern movie recent movie? That's the newest movie that's on here. Let's see. Is anything?
Titanic,
Force
probably.
Awakens.
Probably
If you
Titanic.
consider that, because that was even that's still technically not modern.
Force Awakens made the list.
Yeah, that's be the most modern one.
11.
And
Yeah.
that made more than Endgame,
Titanic, then Force
technically.
Awakens.
Wow,
That's
Wow.
hard to believe.
it is hard to
That's
believe.
sad.
Inflation's that bad between those two movies because
I
Endgame
guess.
actually made more than Force Awakens. I thought.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
989 and with inflation. Yep. Phantom Menace. Yep. Is a number 19 and Endgame 16. Yep.
Jurassic Park used to be pretty high up there too. Yeah.
At least
The
Empire
re-releases weren't too kind to that though.
Pretty high up there, at least.
Raiders still pretty high.
Yeah, Raiders.
Where's Superman at? That should be pretty
Let's
high.
say
up there.
Superman. Let's see where Superman is hiding. That's got to be
That should be higher than that, but I guess not. There's Ghostbusters.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop should be above
Cleopatra.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
What the
Wow.
hell? They're counting a re-release in there.
We're
but
released. Yeah, Ghostbusters was re-released. I went to
a
see
couple
that.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. Where the heck is Superman?
Yeah, that should be up there higher. Right there is
75?
75. That should be higher than that.
Wow.
That don't seem
Wow.
right. That something's not right with that.
Well, but you know when movies are phenomenon. Oh, hey, Retro Nerd Girl. How's it going?
Retro Nerd Girl.
Oh, she lost her voice. So sorry to hear that, Retro Nerd Girl.
Oh, no.
Feeling better soon. Yeah, that's the worst.
Sorry to hear that, dear.
And
Good to see
JT
you.
Kirk is headed out, and I think we're gonna. And Dad Man's got to head
Keelan
out.
Chow, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, we all got to head out. We
Holy
had
shit, 4
sorry,
hours almost you guys been streaming?
sorry, Tom. It was so much
almost
fun
4
having you.
hours.
No,
I
I'm
forget-
sorry. I didn't realize you guys were streaming all that long until I just looked at the thing there.
No, we're glad you had fun hanging out.
Yeah.
Whatever, invite
There's
someone
another one,
on.
though,
and-
that people forget how big was. Smokey and the Bandit. Look at that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love that
man.
movie.
77. Between
People
that and
forget
Star
if that
Wars.
would have come out any other year,
would've
like it would have
killed.
been well, it is a huge movie even then, but I mean, like, it would have been the #1 movie of that year, let alone.
If you weren't
Oh,
at the
yeah.
theater, if you weren't at Star Wars that at the theater watching it, you were watching Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
How much
And-
of that was probably spillover from Star Wars selling out, though, I wonder.
That and of course Bad News Bears
Yeah.
Breaking Training. I was going to see that a lot too.
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious! Yeah, what a good year. Yeah, 1984 is a good year. So why don't we get on out of here?
That was awesome.
That was
No, that
awesome.
was a lot of
Really.
fun. A lot of fun having you here tonight, Tom. Yeah, thank you for stopping
good to
by.
see you,
Much
Tom.
appreciated. So
Yeah,
everyone,
it was
if you
fun.
haven't subbed to Midnight's Edge or Midnight's Edge After Dark or
Sub
Mead
to these
Radio,
guys.
yeah, sub to these guys, but also sub to everyone. Sub to Dad Man because he doesn't stream enough. So just
I've done
that's
10
really
10 streams in the last 7 days. I've gotten up to 223 subs tonight. I got like
Nice.
13 this last weekend since Friday. So want to get to
There you go.
225. So just 2 more, folks. And thanks, Mark and Clobby, for all the shout outs
buddy.
and help you've been.
Always glad to help.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Appreciate you,
we
man.
tease you, but we're having
Yeah.
a lot of fun hanging out with you. Become good
Absolutely.
friends, so which is great. So
I love your new avatar though, the way you changed it on my behalf.
yeah, I did. Yeah, and I actually made an avatar with the thing and the helmet for the Rangers. I can't find it on my hard drive. I got to dig it up. I hope when when you lose stuff on your hard drive, like where's that damn graphic I did last year? But yeah, no Go Devil stuff here. That'll get you booted. Yeah.
By the way, I'm at Dadman Walking 55. Everybody, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Thank you. And like I said, you two guys have been great and supportive too. I appreciate everything you've done.
So let me throw that in the chat here. Yep. Great hanging out with you. And so everyone check out Toxic Tuesday. Will be the next time I'm officially streaming with Nick, and hopefully, I don't know if Tom, you're going to be there on that edition for Death Wish, but always great fun streaming with you on
are you kidding?
Tuesday. You're there for that one, right? Yeah.
Death Wish, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right,
Yes,
awesome. I got to do the slideshow for that one tomorrow. And
that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, I gotta. Maybe I should start early. Do my editing. This is gonna be that's gonna be a tricky one. Yeah, with
Death Wish is aptly titled films in history, because if you know Charles Bronson's character in any way, shape, or form, you will get killed.
Yeah,
and if you piss him off, you will die.
Yeah.
So either way, lots of dead people.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, Mark, I got to say something real quick.
Sure.
Thank you to Retro Nerd Girl who just subbed tonight, and I'm at 224.
There you go.
Just one
Moving
more.
on up.
Hey, thanks.
Moving on
everybody.
up.
To the pit house on the east side.
I think the only one who lucked out was the one in Death Wish 5, but I think that's just because they never made Death Wish 6.
And who did the soundtrack for Death Wish? Was that one of the? Was that
first
John Paul
one-
Jones, or was that the third one?
Can't remember now. Well, the second and third one I think were both what's his face, Jimmy Page, I think.
Oh, Jimmy Page. Yeah, it was. I had Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Jimmy Page, right? Yeah.
Yep, and
I knew it was.
I
one
think
of
he
the
did both
Zeppelin
the
guys.
second and third one, if I'm not mistaken. And I know for sure the second one. But then by the fourth one, I have no idea. And I can't remember who scored the first one though.
Straker. What's up, Straker?
Hey, Commander Straker, you got to check
Yeah.
out our watch parties for UFO on Thursday night, usually around 8:30, and then Wednesday night. No, Thursday night, and then we do the clubhouse at 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll review it. Yep.
Yeah, Raquel and Mark and I were reviewing UFO on the clubhouse on Thursday nights, dude.
That's right.
Each episode,
we'd like
one episode a week.
UFOs.
Yep,
Yeah, what
we
a
did
great show.
episode 8.
Well, wait, and then Mark
Great show.
decides to take clips from it and put my head on it with bad driving.
Oh
Mark,
yeah,
thank
well
you.
yeah. Here we'll play
Yeah.
this to get Dadman out of here. Yep. Not I mean I didn't mean it that way, Dadman. Just
I gotcha.
you know what I meant, right?
Well, you
I'm
get
streaming
all,
for
you
4
use me
hours.
for all your clips. So, hey, all right. Come watch me do Fortnite, stream Fortnite, and you'll see plenty of exploding gas stations.
Yeah, that's a clip from UFO. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so Tom, what I know you've what you got going up that you want to mention real quick? Yep. Anything? Any shows tomorrow? Would you have
Morning
midnight-
show.
in the morning show?
Yeah, we got. I think Chris Gore should be there, and I'm
right.
Razorfist said he would be there. We'll see if he shows up.
All right. I'm gonna check that in the morning. Yep. And Clobber Towns, you've got Monday night Mark C. Comic Talk.
Before that, actually, we got one of our buddy J-Man.
good.
Monday nights now at 6 Central. We've decided to undertake the task of reviewing all of the Legion of Superheroes appearances from 1958 to 1989. So it's going to take quite some time and starting from the beginning. So I'm going to go hang out with J-Man and Sean and do that. Then I got my show, 9 Central Standard Time, Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. And then, of course, Wednesday night, our good buddy D. Bud Martin is going to be joining me, the expert on Iron Man. We're finally, after all this time, we're going to
That'd be
do
awesome.
a Globby's Classic Comics review. We're going to review an issue of Iron Man that he wanted to review. Because, we love reviewing comics around here, Rupping Hill. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, the clubhouse on Thursday nights with you and Raquel and myself. And then Saturday night Star Treks. Don't forget.
Yep.
And of course,
looking forward to that. Looking forward to that.
And for some reason, Tom allows me to go hang out with those guys over there at Mead on 6 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursday nights. I don't know why he does, but I'm sure appreciate it. And hanging out with that August group over there, and Nick's comic shops talk on Friday nights as well. We're reading Jim Starlin's Warlike, and then there you go. So I'm all over the place, man. And thanks for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. Yep. And I guess I'll do my quick plug before I go out. But thank you. I started Patreon, so thank you to Shooter and Brian Hepburn for being my first two Patreons. So if you want to get one of those cool Doomsday machines, I'm going to just share this and show you guys my Patreon so you can get sub to this. And for a special offer, I'm going to offer the Doomsday machine. So hopefully they won't destroy the galaxy, but get a 3D printed version of that. So check out that Patreon, and thank you to those guys who've been subbing and sending out some of that 3D printed stuff. So much appreciated. And Raquel bugged me to do that. So if Raquel asks you to do something, you gotta do it, or you're not, or you're in big trouble. But yeah, thank you. Brian's in the chat, so thank you very much, Brian, for that. But yeah, this has been a fun night. It's so late now. I'm not gonna shout everyone out, but you guys know who you are. Much appreciated hanging out with us tonight, Tom. That was an impromptu appearance, but loved hearing all about all your movie knowledge. That was fantastic. So great having you here, and hopefully down the road you can hop on by whenever. Yep, I know you're super busy too. So, but so thank you for taking the time to hang out with us tonight.
Yeah, it's fun. Thanks for having me.
All right, everyone. So we'll catch you all on the next Sunday Night Geekery next Sunday, and hopefully catch you guys during the week. Sub to all my buddies here. On Pat S. Oh, Pat, I'm sorry, I didn't even say thank you to Pat S. Jeez,
no problem.
Kind of bum an eye.
Hey, you guys know where I am. Brandon's every Saturday, and helping Gary out with the new show that hopefully Tom could do every other Saturday. The Tom and Jerry show was a great inaugural episode, so they got a lot of good stuff planned. Gary and I were just talking about that today. So, but yeah, everybody, y'all have a good night because it's almost 1:00 here in New Orleans. So I know it's even later on the East Coast for you guys. So
yeah, and I got to go finish watching that 65 movie. I got 10 minutes left, and I want to see how it ends. Yeah, maybe that'll put me to sleep. Yeah, but. So thanks, everyone. Thank you to everyone's in the chat hanging out with us tonight. Always love, sharing our Sunday evening with you and just talking about good stuff, bad stuff, and mostly good stuff. So everyone take care and catch you on the next Sunday Night Geekery. Let me put my overlay up here, and we'll get the Blues Brothers are going to send us out as usual. So take care, everyone.
Fun storming the castle.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Still here? It's over. Go home.